to see if he was barefoot. Is that still the case? Is he barefoot? Because I know on Facebook somebody posted a picture of these could be his shoes, or is that so he is presumed to be barefoot at this point?
What I can say is that his mom says all of his shoes are accounted for at the house. I'm not going to say that he's barefoot.
All right.
Allegedly!
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. Here's a brief disclaimer for tonight's show. Let's watch.
That's ignorant! Allegedly, that's ignorant! Ignorant.
Judgment, Arse.
Boy, you read my thoughts. You've got the shinin.
You mean shining?
Shh! You wanna get sued?
Judgment, Arse.
You just use that shin of yours to call me and I'll come a-running. But don't be reading my mind between 4 and 5. That's Willie's time.
Hey, yo, boss. I love it when he does that.
Let's watch.
Don't get me back to good bullshit.
Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative, and it's so good to see all you guys tonight. I'm going to have Jen up here on panel. Oh, she's up. Okay, sorry, I thought I wanted to make sure I clicked on it, but we're so small. Good to see you, Jen.
Yeah, we are small.
We're all tiny over here. I don't know how
you little tiny girl.
Make us go to the middle. I guess I have to play with the layout. I think that's what it is.
Look how
there she is.
Like I'm way up here. Hey y'all.
I never know how it's going to turn out nowadays, or the last couple lives anyway. So, hey, we have good news. I'll let you share it.
Okay, so we've got great news. Jarrison Henkins, who is missing out of Erin, Tennessee, he has been located safe. He was found in the woods. He had been in the woods for, I guess, 7 days on Lakeview Circle, and show his map and everything on the live that I did earlier. So check it out. Hey, little Miss Sharon. Hey, little Miss Sharon again.
Yes, hey, little Miss Sharon. I'm so glad to hear that, Jen, because
Yeah,
it's
it's nice. It's nice to have a great outcome, right? Jesus.
absolutely.
Jesus.
Yeah,
It
because
is
we
what
don't
it
always
is.
get this good of an outcome. Like, now, what do
Mm-mm.
you know if he was injured or anything like that, or just tired and hungry?
I'm sure tired and hungry. They did take him to the hospital. I mean, he's been Lady Freedom isn't muted, and I can hear her just fine. Can y'all hear us okay?
Oh, I got muted.
I don't think so. Um, but yeah, so he went missing on August 14th. They drained a pond. All of his clothes were found by the pond. Everybody was scared that he was in the pond. People thinking something crazy had happened because he had lost his shoe and his shirt and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, he was found not far from his home. And he was found on a church camera on, here it is, Sunday morning, found him on a church camera trying to get in to eat. So he was hungry, And that
Yeah,
is,
absolutely. And the weather was so hot. I was worried
it
about the
was. And
elements as
where he
well.
was found was in one of my 31 hot spots. But it was, I put the hot spot there because there was a woman or a man, a family, what have you. They had stated that there was food. They had left food out on the front porch and it was gone. So we're thinking, could it have been him? Was it him? Was it varmints? Getting up on the porch, eating stuff, because we're in the hills of Tennessee for sure. We're in the backwoods. This is a country, country. So, it's great. He was found and he's good and we can all rejoice. And now we just got to find these other kids. We just got to find these other kids.
Absolutely. I know you're like in my mindset. It's like, oh, this is fantastic news. I'm just elated and let their families be together and figure it out. And then let's find the next kid. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the most important
Imagine
thing to
he's
me.
in the
Jen,
hospital.
I don't know. I got goosebumps this morning because you told me that there was a fate for our friend Jerison here. And,
yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, she's messing with me,
No, I mean, I've been saying this fate was coming, how it was going to come with Sedna. It's Sedna releases, she lets go. She will release and let go. What happened? The lunar nodes of fate, they were coming upon Jerison from 4:30 to 1:30 in the afternoon. And that's when he let go. He went to the church to get food. So he let go. And a lot of times, y'all, that letting go isn't a good thing. Sometimes that letting go brings the body up out of the water. Sometimes that letting go is where we find the body in, the terrain or what have you. But this was a great letting go. So the lunar nodes of fate were on his Sedna. His Sedna is in Taurus. The lunar nodes are in, the North Node is in Virgo. North Node is in Pisces, South Node is in Virgo. So there's a health factor here. He lets go. He tries to get food. He gets taken to the hospital. That's
now, Jen, would letting go also like signify perhaps like a spiritual or mental letting go? Like he had had enough of being out where he was.
I think so. I think it being in Taurus. Taurus is about our values, things that we own, things that we possess. And it was that trail cam or the camera in the back of the church that caught him in the woods or caught him, trying to come into the church. So the letting go is, like I said, I've seen it. I've seen it in action, like literally said, oh my God, this girl is letting go. And the next thing you know, she is found in the water, deceased. So you just never know how it's going to work itself out. You just never know. We can only say, hey, there's a fate coming. Let's watch it. Let's see how it works out. And it worked out good.
Oh my gosh, we got the best possible outcome, and quickly. I think it's interesting when I listened to your live a little bit, earlier today. You were mentioning Sebastian, and I think with these cases here,
Yeah.
where we have someone who goes missing, time is always of the essence. We talk about that, but with Sebastian being gone now for 18 months, coming up 19 months, it's kind of like the process of searching all of the areas. They were draining the pond near there because the dogs hid at the pond. There was also some clothing, items there. So of course they probably sniffed the clothing items out. Hey, Shadow.
Right.
Um, but I mean, there's a process, and we're not seeing that play out in Sebastian's case. We did in the first week, but comparatively, I mean, as humans, we have to have food and water to survive. And so thinking about being out in the woods with Sebastian and what we recently heard from Stepfoot, what do you make of all of it?
I'm still perplexed because I think that there's a reason for us to search some of the woods still close to there, because Hendersonville has got, you're talking about a lot of terrain too out there. Mostly city. It's mostly city, but there is a lot of terrain out there too. So I think we just got to keep on doing what we've been doing, applying pressure and keep looking for him, keep talking about him, keep, putting his face out there, because you just never know. Everybody thought, that Jerison had succumbed to the elements.
Well, and I was getting so nervous. We talked about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have a good feeling, and it just like, and it's because of collectively, considering everything and the events that led up to everything. But in the same regard, we don't ever know, and I'm so delighted to hear that it was more of him saying, okay, I've had enough, of being out there. So, in my opinion,
he was hungry. The boy was hungry.
I mean, you got to get,
no clothes
as a person, we have to have water. We have to have connection with other human beings. And that's, if you're out there, that's what you're seeking, right? I mean,
he didn't have any clothes on. So, I mean, he was in the woods, and then he came out of the woods. He had to go and get food, and that's when they called him. And that was the fate. But that was the beautiful fate of it. Everything is fated. That's my conclusion. Is everything is fated. So
everything's
fated.
Was it
fated for him to be found deceased today? No, he was found alive. So that's great. Now we got to move on. We got to look for these other kids, and this baby, this baby that's missing in California. I just started mapping him because Jerison went missing when Emmanuel went missing.
Oh, so okay. It was the same time.
Yeah, I just now
I think I found out about Jerison a couple days later from you.
Yeah.
Then he,
I was like, please, Lady Freedom, help me. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
so
Justin,
with Emmanuel, I feel like the dad is kind of, trying to save his own arse and, not necessarily try to find this baby. I think he knows exactly what he did with that little baby. But, being out, like you were talking about the terrain, like, look at this. It's vast and it's desert. I mean, talk about no water, food.
But this happens a lot. This happens a lot where somebody will confess and then they won't take the cops to the body. Then they'll recant. And this happens a lot. Like it happened with baby Joe Clyde Daniels out of Dixon, Tennessee, when he went missing.
Yes.
His dad admitted to it. He finally admitted to it. Then, he couldn't say what he did with baby Joe. And then he recanted it. This dude is doing the same thing. He's going to say, oh yeah, I know where he's at. Take him to the place. I know of a case where Leanne Green out of Dixon, Tennessee, she went missing, and this guy, Robert McKinley Richards, he took them to a place 40 times. about 40 times.
40 times?
Yes, taking the law enforcement, going to take the law enforcement to her body, and he never did. And the cop is like, when, why? And he said, I just can't give up her body. I just don't want to give up her body. And he died giving it up.
He just didn't want to give it up. That is crazy. I wonder whose head he was holding that child over. You know what I mean? It just kind of makes me think that that's it.
If you got an abusive father, like he was to his daughter, like he was to his son, there's just, oh my God, there's no telling how long that baby's been gone.
I know some people are talking about 2 months. Some people are talking about 1 month. It's just kind of nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you know, we're going to know. We'll know soon enough. I think if he doesn't give up the body, then she will.
Yeah. Well, I'm hearing different things about how she is still sticking up for Jake, you know, and then Jake is going off and getting himself a lawyer and, you know, just fine and dandy with that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like thinking to myself, I don't know. After a while, I think my self-preservation would kick in with that one. Knowing his history, knowing what he's done, you know?
I think one of them's going to crack. I think tomorrow there is a devouring energy. I mean, devouring California. It's devouring them all for 24 hours. It begins tonight and it's a whole 24 hours and they're going to devour California. Jupiter is about to expand. So I don't know if they're going to dig. Like, I don't know if we're going to wake up in the morning and find out that they have dug up the backyard or something. But I think that they are about to expand. There's going to be something happening with the law enforcement in just a few hours.
Well, did you guys hear about, like, they actually have someone out there that was paying for tours of the house? Like, it's not being guarded, is what I'm hearing on the street.
That's crazy. That is so crazy. Yeah, a lot of times they
talk about not preserving the crime scene.
They will lead them on a goose chase. It's unfortunate, but that happens a lot. That happens a lot. You know, I was under the impression that everybody was saying that they found them. They were showing SF, and SF had said the SAR team had found him. Rest in peace. I mean, all these people are saying that they found him, and now they haven't found him. So,
I agree. And, you know, I know that there's people that are actually there, boots on the ground kind of thing, or, you know, just down over there. And, you know, maybe they'll find out before us. But then again, I mean, I'm waiting to hear officially from law enforcement. I would think they would come out and do a presser just really fast and say, well, we found the baby, you know, like they did with Jaden.
Why are you so little, Lady Freedom?
I don't know.
You're just so little.
I'm afraid to change this. I think I could. Well, you know what? I might be able to. Okay, hold on. Let me look.
You're in a little bitty. I can hardly. Wow.
There we are. Oh my gosh! Look at me with this. Oh, this is good. This is perfect, right? This
okay,
is what
that's good.
See. All right, good.
Oh, did he apologize? Did he apologize for giving out false information? Okay, well, good. Glad he could. I mean, he would have to do that because they definitely didn't.
Oh Lord, Nairobi. Well, I mean, he needs to chill out. She did. You know, I mean, they're probably. I mean, they might find him, but you know what? All of, you know, what's in the desert is like scavengers. You know, because there's like it's desolate. So I mean, I hate to say this, but this little baby is so tiny, and what if he succumbed to, you know, the animals and stuff?
I think that there would have
for bones.
I think that there would have been proof that he was found, and they would have said that they found him. There was nothing.
Clothes. Yeah, he was
said
to have worn. It was okay. Let's see, a black Nike onesie. Now I don't know if it had a bunch of little swooshes on it or just one, but that's what they're alleging.
Yeah,
And I agree with Chi. She says he is out there with LE on a goose chase, and she is in jail singing the tune "Stand by Your Man."
yeah, she's gonna. One of them is gonna crack. One of them is gonna crack and actually tell where the body is. I was
I
thinking
think
that
she just might not crack on him. I don't know what the deal is with their relationship. It's very toxic.
I think they're gonna get it out of him.
Well, and then he has a lawyer, but she doesn't, and so he doesn't really give a crap about her. Hey, Jules.
Hey, Jules. Yeah, he's definitely not credible. Evidently, he's not, because he don't know what the hell he's talking about.
He doesn't know jack squat about anything.
He don't know nothing about nothing except the stink feet.
What an ass. And and he's paid for paid just not to really find Sebastian. Optically, it'll look good for people to see, they have a private investigator, but then when they realize that he's doing nothing, and even so, when he had an opportunity to talk about Sebastian, he didn't.
No.
I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah. He's definitely a double loser, in my opinion. In my opinion. Allegedly.
Same. Yes, I am alleging that he is a complete moron.
I'm alleged. Yeah. Yeah.
It's all alleged, in my opinion.
I think that I kept looking and thinking that this kid was going to be found close where he was talking about, but not right there. And it's in a good standing, so it's coming down where that area is, and then it's going up this way, this angle that I was looking at on the map. And that angle is also going to the landfill. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how this really unfolds, because
I'm wondering how, far he was willing to actually go into all of this, wilderness here to hide the baby, too. Because, he doesn't look like he's in shape at all, to me.
No.
He looks like a fatty.
Yeah.
That's
terrible. I can't believe it.
But,
I just can't believe it.
Yeah, well, Nero V says Jake was possibly too high to remember where he was, in my opinion.
Yeah, Jules, they were out there searching, and evidently the dogs didn't hit on anything because they left, and they said that they didn't find him at all. I mean, they didn't find the baby, so.
Yeah, isn't that terrible? Like, I mean, it's just kind of like he's bringing them out there, but then does he really remember where he put the baby?
Makes you wonder, don't it?
It does. It absolutely does. And he didn't apologize for that anniversary CCTV.
Mm-mm. There's a landfill that is common, like it's a common landfill. But the one that I'm looking at let me look at it. The one that I'm looking at for him is
Jules just says no dog hits in an open field. I'm calling BS. He's playing games. Jake is. I think so. I think so. And he's trying to cover his own behind, Jules, not worrying about where Emmanuel is or that he's been out there for, who knows, maybe, I'm guessing a month. I'm going to guess a little bit longer, based on her black eye, as fresh as it is. If that's how they were trying to pass all of this off, I mean, it looks like it's maybe like 2 weeks old. I mean, it looks her shiner. So I don't know. I'm guessing maybe even sooner than that. Unless he recently abused her just to make the story up.
Right.
Remember how Sherry Papini had her captor, quote, air quotations, because that's, BS in my opinion. But he had branded her and wrote Exodus on her back, like with branding tool from Hobby Lobby. and all of that. So I wonder if it seems to me anyway, even if I do think that this woman was probably abused by this monster Jake, I'm just taking a wild guess at it, of course, and it's my opinion. But I'm just thinking she's in on it now more than I did initially. I think she probably might have let him beat her up because of that or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's possible. It's
As
possible
part of the plan to get away with it.
Yeah. It's possible that they are just abusive. Yeah. Yeah, I did not see that, Nancy. Nancy says, did y'all see where the murder charges were dropped on Jake? I didn't see that. But I haven't been looking either. I haven't been looking either.
Unless if he produces a body, they very well might drop the charges on him and get her for it.
I don't think they would drop.
Because they could say she did it and he just disposed of poor little baby, Emmanuel.
I haven't seen where they dropped any charges or any news about them dropping any charges, but maybe so. And yeah, I think so too. Chi-Chi, he wanted a breath of fresh air. That's exactly what he wanted. He just wanted to go out and hang out, get a breath of fresh air, just talk.
I hope they only gave him a bread and water, and that's it. You know what I mean? I hope they didn't stop off at no fast food places, if you know what I mean.
I don't think so, Brenda. This is my opinion. I don't think that anybody knows if this kid has got a birth certificate or not. Birth certificates are not public record. You can't just go into public record and find a birth certificate. So I don't know why people are saying that. I don't get it.
Well, I was wondering, remember I told you yesterday on the phone when we were talking, I said, I wonder if they even had this baby at the hospital or if they had this baby at home, and they're.
I don't know why people keep asking that though, because what's the deal with that? Because we don't have, your birth certificate isn't on public record. That's private. I can find out your birthday possibly by looking you up and, trying to find that information out. But I'm definitely not going to be able to find your birth certificate on public record. That's private and it's from the hospital. You can't just, I can't apply for you to, to know what your birth certificate says.
Thank God, or people be putting it all over the internet.
I be knowing everybody's
like,
birth time,
birth certificate,
I be knowing everybody's birth time.
Jeez Louise.
That
they
really
would too. Here's her social number here if anybody wants to steal her identity.
Yeah.
You know how people get. But so Brenda says, I've heard others saying Emmanuel didn't have a birth certificate. Do you think she had a home birth or didn't report it so they could keep the baby away from CPS knowledge? It makes me wonder, as sick as this guy is, did he have this baby just to do this to, why do you keep having babies? Literally hurting them so badly that they can't, walk for the rest of their lives. They cannot function like they would have in a healthy manner. It's beyond sick to me.
Yeah.
To do that to a baby.
Same.
I
don't get it.
Way to start out your life, Couponing says someone said that on Vinny's live earlier. I saw that Vinny went live earlier. I'll show you guys a clip real quick. It's like a minute clip of them searching, with the father. Hold on, let me get this over here with my ads. Okay, so bear with me, guys. I'm a little slow at this. Okay.
Some breaking news: a major month-old in the Inland Empire. Check out live over Moreno Valley right now, with detectives brought baby Emmanuel's father out of jail to look at any possible remains. Right now, this is along the 60 freeway near Gilman Springs Road. San Bernardino Sheriff's Office says they have not been able to find him, and they are wrapping up the search at this moment.
Yeah, here's what else we know. The baby's parents were, of course, arrested on suspicion of murder on Friday. We've been tracking this. Today, his mother, Rebecca, spoke to a reporter from the Press Enterprise from jail, saying she will not give up on her baby. Now, she insisted that Emmanuel was kidnapped. despite authorities saying that she faked the story. She also said that she was out of jail looking for her baby. Both parents are expected in court this week. We're going to continue to update you on this search against Guy Cal overhead as we watch this unfold, as well as the court case here on KCal News and KCalNews.com.
Okay, guys. So, yeah, just really awful. Really, really awful.
Yeah, that's pitiful. They're saying that his murder charges are removed. We need to find that out.
I know.
Who is saying that, y'all? Who is saying that? How would his murder charges be removed? They haven't. I don't get that.
Let me see what it says here. Jake Haro. I mean, I'm not seeing anything on it just yet.
I'm looking.
Because it says right now, Jake Haro has been charged with murder in connection with the disappearance of his 7-month-old son, Emmanuel Haro.
I'm
the
not
charges
seeing
are confirmed by San Bernardino. So, the sheriff department.
I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything either. I'm looking.
I'm wondering if it's just like rumors and stuff like that, because a lot of times people, I mean, look, SF is spreading shit around. We heard that already. He's a real dick for that.
Yeah.
To do that in a baby's case. You know, here we go. Prime example of how big of a P word he is.
Yeah, I'm looking at I don't see where anything has been dropped.
No, that's confirmed by San Bernardino. Yeah, sheriff's department. And the arrest took place at the couple's residence in Cabazon.
Yeah, I doubt he's in protective custody. I doubt
that. I think his little sleazy lawyer is trying to get him off, and so he's like, "Hey, if we tell you where if we tell you where Emmanuel is, then you know, maybe if they find him, the deal is on the table. But if they don't find this baby, he can kiss that deal goodbye."
He's just wasting time. He's wasting resources. He's wasting time. This is typical, y'all. This happens a lot more than we would like to see. Yeah, I would be so pissed too. He is not going to
cat and mouse game, right? You know, total cat and mouse.
Yeah, no way. And happy seller return to your daughter.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Brenda's daughter's birthday. We got a birthday. Emmy Jo, can you send it to my email? Like, if there's something confirming it now, I just Googled it, like a quick search. So, you know, and last night I was trying to Google Bell Dragon. I couldn't find the right information. A good thing KJ Mac was in the other night. And like I said, there very well could be a deal on the table. I mean, you know, if you show us where he is, then... Because remember, they were going to do that for Adam Montgomery.
Yeah.
I hope they don't Kayla Montgomery his ass. I know Emmy Jo, for sure. My thoughts exactly. Nero V says it has to come from an official source. Where did you see it, Emmy? I know, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for it, guys. Look up his actual booking that just now updated. Oh, they did just up. Okay, let me check it out. All right, inmate locator. Sorry, guys. Feel free to just chat away, Jen. If
I'm
you
still looking. I'm not seeing it.
are you, which website are you on? I'm on San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, and it's
That's
all
what I'm
the.
looking at.
I'm hoping in the right place. I'm guessing. I'm in the right
Well,
place.
he got moved, right? He got moved to another facility, a correctional facility. So he's not even in there anymore.
Oh,
right?
well,
He's not in that facility anymore.
I did see that. I did see that earlier. So that's right. That's not a good.
But they
sign,
should
'cause
still
that
have
means that
his.
He probably did make a deal.
He's in a corrections department.
All right. So San Bernardino Corrections. So he's in the Department of Corrections. Okay.
Let me find it. Let me find it on the map.
And supposedly there was a CPS too call. Okay, here's corrections.
Okay, so he's in Banning, California. He's at 1627 South Hargrave in Banning, California. That's where he's being housed at a correction facility. He was moved. That's what I was told today, and got the address.
Would that still be on this website then, I wonder? Because I just looked
I
at
would think that his charges would still say the same thing. I mean, he confessed. How do your charges get dropped if you confess? How can you confess, take cops to where you think the body is, and then all of a sudden there's charges dropped? That's not it. That's not happening, y'all.
I mean, if they find the baby, it could, though, Jen. I really do think it could.
Well, they didn't find the baby.
It depends on what they've negotiated.
No.
And I'm talking about, the prosecutor and
he would
defense,
still have,
attorney.
I'm not buying
the defense attorney.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. It's like,
okay, so they probably needed a more secure facility on probation violation. I'm glad you're here, Miss Ann. Emmy, if you want to send it to ladyfreedomsrawnarratives@gmail.com, no apostrophe. I can grab it. Thank you so much. I don't know why they're protecting this fool. Ugh. It's enough to make you sick,
Yep. Yep.
Sorry, I know that was.
There's no way. There's no way that these charges are dropped. It's a misunderstanding.
At this point, no, they didn't find the baby. Hell no, he isn't going to get that deal unless they find that baby.
They're not going to.
You better pray that he's telling them the right information.
Yeah, there's no way. He can confess and retract. Confess and retract. He can do this for the rest of his life, y'all. He can get out of jail and show them where this baby is countless times until they just say, you know what? I don't believe you no more.
What a sick person who does that, though. I know what you're saying, though. Oh, thank you, Emmy. I got it. Okay. Yeah, Cabazon, California. Okay, Mitchell is his middle name. That's an odd middle name for a Hispanic guy, but okay. Hold on, I'll share this. Give me 1 second. Okay, here it is, guys, just so you could see it. Thank you so much, Emmy, for sending this. I really, really appreciate you. And
Yeah,
sorry,
see,
I'm going in like that because I'm blind.
so this is the arresting agency, and then you see where it says current facility, Larry D.
Mm-hmm.
Smith Correctional. That's where he's being housed now.
Okay. Oh, I probably could just go to this window and look at it and not have so much of an issue. Okay. It doesn't really say that his charges have been changed, though. Maybe they were planning on doing it and they thought they believed him, and they thought that he was telling them the truth.
We're definitely not going to drop no charges on him right now. That is no. That's
not
not
until
going to happen.
Emmanuel's found.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, very interesting.
You just got to take everything that you hear online with a grain of salt. And this stuff, before at the bottom it said murder, now it's blank. Well, it could be because he's moved from this facility to another one. But
yeah. Mm-hmm.
If it's just blank now, that doesn't mean that the charges have been dropped. They definitely haven't been dropped, y'all. There's no way.
I'd wait to see. I think we just need to be.
There's no way in hell that that's gonna be legit. So no.
Yeah. I definitely agree, but I appreciate us knowing where this monster is. And
there's a lot of misinformation that's going on. All this misinformation that's going on it's an absolute. Oh, he's been found. No, he's not been found. His charges are dropped. This is happening. That's no.
Yeah.
They would not just drop charges after him. No. They were just out looking for the boy.
Now, if they found him, I would believe that. I mean, because I would think,
if they found him,
really
he would definitely.
Deal. I don't know. Somebody like this, I don't think they should ever give him the deal. But then again, that poor baby's out there. It's so sad. Hey, Krista. Jules says, in my opinion, he led them to that field so he could blame, the coyotes or other animals probably got him, thinking it can't be proven. Cadaver canine would still pick up that odor. Interesting. Thank you so much, Jules, because, that's important to know that. Hey, Ida, good to see you. Yeah, he knows where he is. He's misleading them. Yeah, he knows it. I think he does too. I know a lot of people were like, well, maybe he was really faded and he didn't know. And it's like, no, I don't think so. Nero V says he'd be out and free if dropped. I'm sure Tira would be hounding him. I did find that guy. That guy was funny as hell. Jen, did you see that Cholo that is covering this story? He had me cracking up earlier.
Yeah, he had me cracking up too.
Talking about the ghetto birds being out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, I haven't heard that in years, That was too funny. I probably will play that a little bit later because that was too funny, him over there, because that way you guys can sub up. I watched him twice. I watched him on Justin, and then I watched him over on Emanuel.
I haven't been on TikTok in so long. I need to get going on my TikTok again.
I need to get going on TikTok. Period. I've never
I love
actually
TikTok.
even got going on it at all.
I love TikTok, but on YouTube I can show my maps and stuff better. So
yeah, he'll still get something, Milky Way girl. He will. He'll still get something regardless of any of the deals. Like they'll probably just lower it down to something, with less time. But here's the thing.
Murder. That's not going
I don't
away.
know how it is in California, but the judge can override any type of deal. They did it. They were able to in Colorado. Shonda Vander Ark's case. Paula, her son rolled on her, and the judge said, what you did was equally as horrific as your mother, and he gave him like 25 years.
I wonder how SF is trying to backtrack now. Now that he put out RIP, they found him. and everybody ran with it, like it was it was fact. No fact checking. That's the problem with a lot of these cases. People don't fact check.
Well, and everybody's really excited to get the news out or some kind of news out. And,
True.
you know, it's like if they have that feeling that maybe it's going in that direction or something like that, I think that's how the rumors start. You know, somebody says, well, I heard this. And then the next person, oh, did you hear that? You know, and if it's outrageous, it'll get spread around quicker, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The more salacious the gossip, you know, the more people hear it. Yeah, with the other convictions, Nero V, he should get the max, surely, because he's so dangerous. Well, yeah, and I mean, we can't make people stop having kids, and you know, men can have kids well into their older years. So all he has to do is find a woman young enough to, you know, have a baby with. I mean, God, it makes you sick.
It does me too. Lady Freedom, I'm going to jump off and go night-night.
No, don't leave me, Jen. No, I'm glad to have you. And I'm so glad for the news that we heard today. This is wonderful news. I'm praying, you know, just give everybody a hug, especially our friend Nikki. I hope that she is, you know, doing great and in great spirits, knowing that, you know, her excuse me, I almost said nephew, her cousin, Jerrison's been found.
Yeah, she took off to, I will, Jules, I will. I've been forgetting, but I will. She went to Florida. She was already planning a trip to Florida, so.
Oh,
Nikki's
nice.
in Florida. Yeah, Nikki's in Florida.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad. I hope she has a great
right
vacation here, and you know, just what a great outcome. Now we got to work on Sebastian.
Okay, Jules, let me see. Let me know if you got this text, Jules. Because I think I've got two phone numbers for you.
Just so you all know, when changing jails, the records go blank. My friend's brother was in Riverside County Jail, and they were blank 2 days later. They were back up. Thank you, Nana of 9, for letting us know that. Or Nana.
Night, y'all.
Let's see. Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
I have the Paw Patrol. I had to put Summer's little Paw Patrol Beanie Baby all the way on the other side, though, because I ran out of room on my table here. Because I was trying to redo the back, and we'll see. Stay tuned. It'll change. We're trying to change it up a little bit here now and then. Especially for day shows. I want to put a new tapestry up when I do the day show.
I've got a tapestry, and it's on this wall. And it's a big tapestry that says Astrology for Mystics. It's cool. I wonder if y'all can see it. If I showed it to you.
I love your background. See, I love your background.
Look at that.
That is so cool, Jen.
Can
is
you
that
see
a
it?
tapestry? Mm-hmm. Wow, that's so pretty.
Yeah. It's the yin and the yang, a full moon. Yeah, Jeff got it for me.
That is so pretty. Jeff did
My
all
little
that. So sweet
office
of him.
right here.
I love that room. That is so cool.
My mod April, she got that. My mod April, she got that for me.
Oh, cool. That is so pretty.
It changes colors.
Is that one of those moon
colors?
balls? Yes, I love that. Is it?
Yeah,
that
it changes colors.
Does it change colors?
Yeah. Yeah, like I can make it green. Hold on.
Yay.
I can make it green. For Sebastian.
Yeah, and then I did my lights. I redid my lights too. But it's kind of bright in here. I don't know. Oh, that is just so pretty. Yes, and see, I have a window back there too.
Yeah.
That is not a wall, so I can't like hang anything necessarily.
Yeah, that stinks.
I love that tapestry though. That is so cool. It looks like you're like going into, the yin and yang.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
I'm thinking about turning my table and put my lights down there and everything. That way I can have my green or my moon ball on back of it, and it'd be kind of cute. Maybe put these lights over there. I don't know.
I got some lights like that, but they did not look nice when I put them. I was like, I don't like these. I took them down. And it's probably because I do have little clips that I can clip them to, but I don't know that they're strong enough to kind of support them. Emmy Joe, I appreciate you letting me know, though, because now at least we know where he is and we can keep an eye on his charges and see. I really appreciate that because I wasn't aware of where they were housing him even yet. Because like Jenn said, they moved him around. And the rumor mill was they found the baby. They didn't find the baby. He's, whatever. It's, sometimes I'll watch all these other things and, all the news stations, and I watch YouTubers, and it's like my head starts spinning.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it's just information overload.
It does. I mean, it blows my mind sometimes just trying to keep up with everything. But Sebastian connects to so many different places, and every time I see him in transit, I talk about the places that he's connected with. So, like the last 24 hours, he's been the way that he shines, his sun degree, it's the same degree as Nebraska and Virginia. So I talked about that this morning. In my live, but
Nebraska,
I'll probably
and Virginia,
do another.
I heard you mention that.
Yeah, I'm always talking about different states or, other places, but until I know for sure, there's a certain place on Sebastian's map. Let me see. Do you care if I try to pull it up?
No, not at all. Go for it. Please.
Hold on.
I'm writing it down because you just got me
Right. There's a certain place. I'm just wondering. What?
Well, I just know that what you told me about Jarrison's case, and here we are. We have him safe. I mean, so where your trajectory is, going when you do astrology is so interesting to me. I don't even need to know the process, though. I just listen to what you're saying. So.
I mean, and I think that's so important.
The way that you're able to do that.
You don't have to understand the process. Don't even try to understand the process. Just go where the circles are. Just wherever the circles are, that's where my hot spot is. Just go there, But there's a certain place that is by Sebastian's home, and it's in it's off of Happy Hollow, and I'm just wondering if anybody works that area, hard searched it. Hold on. Well, I was going to try to show it, but I'm not going to focus on that because I feel like it'll probably take your stuff down because. Well, I was going to show you on the map. Hold on.
No biggie.
This would be from what is it that I'm looking at? Hold on. I don't know. I'll show it. I'll probably show it in the live in the morning because I'm thinking that it's going to mess up your StreamYard.
It shouldn't.
I think it's going to mess up your StreamYard because as I look at the map, as I look at it, but there is a sound. It sounds like it sounds like it's raining. Someone's making a smoothie. And it didn't start that static.
Oh.
Until I looked at the map. That's
I wonder if it's my air conditioner. The little one.
Oh, it could
Because I have two. It gets hotter than hell in here.
Yeah, it could be.
Good to see you, Hindsight and Mallycat. Welcome in, guys.
Hey, Hindsight. Hey,
Well, what
girl.
do you think, Jen? I mean, just in terms of, like, what are you seeing for Sebastian on the map? I know you said Nebraska, Virginia, but, like,
So
what do
I
you
was
think
looking
about the
at it
whole
today because
Woods thing, or what? I mean, I don't know. I've still been thinking about that the last couple days, you know, the exact amount of cars that Chris Proudfoot knew were caught on that license plate reader. It just really bugs me.
yeah, I'm gonna
And
show.
how he
I guess I'll
knew
try to do
which
it and
ones
see
were
if
not
it works.
operational.
Yeah.
Now, whether he was telling
Hold
the
on.
truth or not remains to be seen, but, you know. Hey, Michelle. It just, I don't know. In my opinion,
Hold on. Let me.
he had a lot of details. Let's just put it that way. Lots of details.
Yeah.
Brenda Calvert says she's
I'm
been
about to
thinking
pull
on
this
it
up.
too. Everything about CP bugs me, says Lil Miss Sharon. Same. But I think we see the value in when the police take action when it comes to the people who were last with this child.
Right.
You know.
All right. So I'm going to try to share my screen. Let's see if it'll do it.
Krista says because CP knows the person or persons that counted. Simple.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Like the sheriff's office.
I'm going to. I'm going to try to share my screen, Lady Freedom, if you're able to approve it.
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay.
Where is it going to ask me to approve it?
Just let me know.
Oh, cool. Okay, it's in the back. It's in the
and
back.
if it, I hope it don't.
Oh, look at us go.
Yeah.
Not this one. No. There we go. This one. Look at me go. Woohoo. Got it. Slowly but surely.
Do we got it?
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, cool. All right, so.
Thank you. That's great.
Okay, so where Jerison was found, right? It was right where the Tennessee outer wheel is. And it's right there in the woods, okay? So it was kind of like woods, right?
Yeah.
He had a Juno there, which is a relationship. There's a relationship. All right, so this is Happy Hollow. We would go through maybe right here. There's a little bit of woods right there. But mainly, I want to go right there here. And this is from his house, okay? So this is, I can show you the other map from, we can't see, babe. I'm sharing my map, but we can't see. Hold on.
Okay.
Well, I see it. Hold on. I see it, y'all. It must be lagging, babe, because I see it when I click on here.
That
okay,
is so
so they
cool
don't
that
see
you're
it.
able to do that, though. That's really neat.
But they're saying that they don't see it.
Oh, okay.
shit.
I just saw the comment. Okay, yes. Chichi says she can't see. Not seeing
I wonder
it.
why.
Okay, hold on.
Not seeing it.
But we're both seeing it? That's so weird.
We see it, but they don't.
All right, hold
Interesting.
on. Maybe I need to do it here. Oh, okay. Maybe I have to remove this one. Okay, now can you guys see it?
Let me take off my camera. Maybe that's, I don't know. That didn't do nothing.
Right? Well, I mean, that's so strange.
I can see it. Okay, y'all should be able to see it now. I see it.
Yeah, I just put it. Okay, so now I see you, and it says remove. And
Okay,
I wanna remove
okay, so they see it. Okay, so
Yes,
here's
we can see.
here's
Crystal,
what's
thank you.
interesting. Okay, so here's what's interesting. We got Tennessee. We got Eric Craddock. We got the natal. That's Sebastian. We got the TBI. Now, if I bring in the mother, this is from the home. Okay, this is from him. If he were to have been missing from the home.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to put on the parents. We got Seth, we got Katie, and we got Chris. This should be where Sebastian. This should be the lines if he left from home, and we're on Happy Hollow. We're in the woods right here. Okay.
Oh, okay. Happy Hollow. Now I see what you're. Okay, because at
Happy
first I was
Hollow.
thinking.
Okay, so
I know about the other
I'm going to tell the
Hollow,
story.
but what's Happy Hollow? Okay, great. Thank you.
So what I'm going to show you is where I've been and where I wanted to park, but where I didn't park. Okay.
Okay.
But where I didn't park. So if we take, hold on. Let me just show you before. Let me turn everything off again. Hold on. Here's Stafford Court. We're going here. This is Happy Hollow. We're going to go right here. All right. So if we go right here, I'm going to show you what this looks like. So here's the creek. We're going to go back toward Happy Hollow, toward Sebastian's home. Okay. You see my little man? My little man is going towards Sebastian's home right here.
Okay, I see him.
We got the creek. Okay. All of this over here is open. It's open. There's a little bitty well right here. Okay, that's right here. My little man is facing this way. There's a well. We're going to come on down. We're still at the creek. There's a home. Now I've come down from here on this road. I've been here before, and I've stopped right here. Right by this barn. Come to this stop sign. There's a tractor right here. And I'm thinking, how can I search those woods? Where can I park? Can't park here. So I go down this way. And if anybody knows if this has been searched, let me know. Jules, Hindsight, any of y'all. If y'all know that this area has been searched, let me know. Okay. So still got the creek. There's some woods right here. Still can't
And
park
Jen, this
anywhere.
is
There's
209.
houses.
What's the address? I'm sorry, it's tiny on the screen, but it's 711 Happy Hollow. It looks like around that area.
710, 711 Happy Hollow. So I might can park down here.
Thank you.
And ask these people if I can park, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then walk it from back here. So walking back here and on through there. So this is where I'm at right here. All right. So there's the natal. I'm going to go down in. See, there I am. There's where I'm at. Wow. All right. So there's a relationship here. Here's Pluto. So all you got to do is double click on these lines, and they just tell you a certain behavior that's taken place here. So we've got that. So we got the natal. And the Pluto in Capricorn, this is Capricorn. Just so y'all know, this is Capricorn right here. Woods are Capricorn.
Okay.
So I'm going to take off the natal, and I'm just going to look at the missing. There's the missing lines. Desires are filled with a lot of energy here. And again, we're going into these woods that I just showed you. There's the barn. There's the barn. Okay.
That's that barn we were just at. Okay. Okay.
So, right. And then if you look at the law enforcement, I'm going to go deep in there. Okay. I'm right here. To come back up and be looking at that. There's the barn, right? So I'm at the barn. I'm looking at those woods. Leads come in on this angle. Lots of energy is here. There's pain here from Eric Craddock with the Neptune and Capricorn. What he doesn't see is here.
So that's the focus
on,
right there, kind of that area. I mean, I have
Here's
to kind of
Katie.
focus on the woods when he says things, you know, when Stepfoot says the things he says, you know.
Here's Katie. This is where she meets the state of Tennessee with the things that she hides with Saturn and Capricorn. This is woods. The Saturn and Capricorn is also going to Nebraska.
Interesting.
I think on this angle, I don't remember. So that is interesting, right? How they're telling a story here. Well, if we go to the other map, we go to the other map and we look at from the roadhouse. We're going to look at the same lines, okay?
Okay.
We're going to look at the same ones. It's all over the place. Look at all that.
Yeah. I mean, we
don't know
all
what
kind of
happened.
think that there's something
I don't
that
know what
happened
happened
that
with
was
all the
going
lines,
on,
but
or
look.
maybe that was planned to go on and maybe failed at the Texas Roadhouse. You know, I just can't help but think that.
Okay, so those woods that I just showed you, would need to be cleared. Okay? That is if he went missing from his home. If he went missing from the Texas Roadhouse, these are the woods that need to be cleared. Is right here beside the Texas Roadhouse where the Hendersonville Greenway is. Excuse me. So the Happy Hollow woods, these woods. And then once they're cleared, then, you know, we can move on to other places. But this is where I think that there should be, these woods need to be cleared right here. And then the ones that I just showed you need to be cleared with the dog.
Are you thinking that he made it home or not? Or are you kind of in the middle? Or, because I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of like 20%.
I don't know.
He might not have made it home even.
Well, here's the deal. We know what time he left here. Just like, you know, with Emmanuel's map, we know that he left from Emmanuel. We know that where he left from, right? We know that he was that he was called in missing at 7:47 p.m. on August 14th. So we know that Sebastian left here at 6, whatever it was that I got. That time that he left from the Texas Roadhouse, we know that the energy is expressing itself and where it's going. Just like the baby, you know, If this is where, this is a roundabout where I think that they were looking for Emmanuel. That baby, I think that they were looking for him. Let's see. You go back in. Let's see. Right here. See, I had a hot spot here around the landfill, and I've got, that's nothing. This is just my area. My compass. Hold on, let me turn that one off.
I mean, I'm just thinking, Nero V says, I don't feel with his autism he would go into the woods with bugs, etc. In my opinion, I don't think so either. What scares me?
I don't think. No, I don't think that he went there voluntarily.
I don't think so. No, that's what I'm
No.
scared of with that. Ugh.
I don't think he went voluntarily, and I don't think that. I think Katie needs to. I think that Katie knows exactly where her son is. She was the last one with him. So I think that this could be an area where they found that they were looking right through here. So I can get it. This is the baby. Somewhere around here, maybe. I think that they were looking for him, but when he went missing, this right here is Mars and Libra when he goes missing. California's Mars and Libra is right here. Okay, so we've got the Mars, we got the body, we got the law enforcement, and we got Jake. We got Jake right here. But look at where that angle is going, y'all. This Jupiter angle with the law enforcement is going right here.
Wow.
That's where it's going. That angle. The angle with Mars, too. That's just went over them tonight. It's just went over California's Mars is going. There's a good standing here. A good standing. And it would be a good standing with anything that is Libra, which is government-owned land. Government-owned land. So, yeah. I think that baby is, they threw him away like trash. So that's the reason why I've looked at.
I think so too, Jen. Oh my God.
Yeah, so those two places with Sebastian is my, I think that those dogs, we need to have dogs there and make sure that he's not in those woods because look, I wanted to show you Nebraska.
Well, and Jewel said too, if you need her reports on the, where she ran Gator and Ara, she'll send them to you if it helps,
So hindsight, this area right here, hindsight, is the Texas Roadhouse. This is the new map that Seth wanted me to create because Seth doesn't think that he made it home. So this is, I'm trying to pinpoint a place, and I'm telling you that I would clear this area first. I would clear this area first to make sure. How she would have gotten rid of him and kicked him out, I don't know. I don't know. Because look, leaving from the Texas Roadhouse, there's no doubt about it in my mind that right here, where the BP gas station is, the car wash is, this right here, there should be all kinds of cameras right here. They say, oh yeah,
I know.
We saw that boy. We can confirm that he was in the car. And if they didn't go this way, there's all kinds of cameras. There's cameras on Drakes Creek Road. Speaking of Drake's Creek, so I've been going to Drake's Creek uh, park. I've been going to Drake's Creek Park, and I get all hot and bothered when I go through here, and I'm going to show you why. Because every time I go in there, I pass this creek. Let me see if I can show you. So this is Drake's Creek.
Okay, Drake's Creek Road.
And there's, yeah.
Mm.
And then there's a, let's see, where's the creek? So this is, there's railroad tracks. See, there's my little man. And then there's a creek all through here. And I get all bothered because I see this big ass creek here. But look, this is the outer wheel of Sebastian. You see what I'm saying? So this is from the Texas Roadhouse. The missing third house of communication, siblings. Yeah. So I don't know. I get a certain feeling when I'm over here, and it really messes me up.
Now, hindsight's wondering if you can pinpoint a spot between 6:40 and 6:50 p.m. on the 25th.
Right, that's what I'm doing right here.
Oh, this is it. This is the spot.
This is it, y'all.
Okay.
This is
okay.
this
I didn't
is
know if you saw
this
this.
is
Jen says, "Hello." No, like I said,
yeah,
I don't understand the process, but when I'm listening to you and writing these things down, you know what you're mentioning. Hey, Nanette, thanks for being here. Hey, Magic Star.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Drake's Creek Park, and this is Texas Roadhouse. So I've taken that time. That's what Seth wanted me to do. He wanted me to look here. He hasn't been here. The places that I've actually asked him to go, he has not gone.
Silver?
I don't know. Yeah.
Dang, because Miss Ann says that he's
been
all
done
around
his own
Drake's
thing, and
Creek,
that's fine. But
him.
you know, yeah, but he hasn't been here. I don't believe that he has been right here beside the Texas Roadhouse. And if he has, maybe that's why. If he has been here, maybe that's why it's all, I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, Robini and Brandon. Good to see you guys, too. Welcome in, guys.
And Drake's Creek. See, this is Hendersonville Greenway.
You can pinpoint that. Now, I guess, okay, so Silver's been around Drake's Creek area. But how much woods is around that area? I mean, how long would it take to comb the woods, would you say, Jen, just knowing that area?
Well, look at how long Drake's Creek is. So let me just show you. Hold on. I mean, here's the deal, y'all. Okay, here's the deal. Let me show you how long Drake's Creek is. Okay, so here is his house. So here is Sebastian's home. There's his home. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to take that off. Here's his home, and then Drake's Creek comes down, down, down.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, it keeps on going down,
down,
and then it empties here. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. So it's like, okay. He's been up here. Let's see. Hold on. He's been up here. He's been down there. But this is there. You look at all these creeks, y'all. Look at all the waterway. Now, it's just you got to have a whole team, a whole search team, y'all. You'd have to have a whole search team go in that creek. It's a while. So if we were to go from here and walk the creeks, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, there's Beach Market. If we were to go here, and then it empties here. No, it empties here.
Hey, Carla, I just want to explain to Carla
You need
real
a whole
quick, Jen.
team.
We're actually looking at areas that Jen's mapped out through her astrology research. And then people were mentioning that Silvers on the Scene had searched these areas. So I had asked, well, how, vast is this place, Drake's Creek Park Road, or this area? And Jen's showing us that, it goes quite a ways and then dumps off into the river, right, Jen? Yeah, that river.
Right. Yeah. Yep, it sure does. And so I go to this park. I go to this park quite a bit. And when I do, I want you to see that. You see how it forks right here? It forks off with the water. You see how it forks off and then it comes down? This is also the way in which the storm drain system would drain. It would drain down into here. This area right through here.
Interesting.
But yeah, the creeks and the woods, it would be a lot. That's a lot for just one person or two people. You need a whole search team that walks it,
Grid search, right?
That's what I think.
The best searches is a grid search.
Yeah. Yeah. So this would be a good let's see. Oh, I didn't have that one. Okay, let me turn that one off. It's this one. It's this one right here. Right here in those woods, right here.
Wow. And, it would make sense for them to, if somebody did do something nefarious, because I think they did, just because of the flashlight video, and then, not seeing Sebastian out and about by himself on camera and things like that, it would make sense to put, Sebastian in the woods. I hate saying it, but that's what Chris Proudfoot was talking about, unfortunately. To make it look like he went on his own, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this is just another way to look at it. And if I go to Nebraska and let's see, I'm just looking at different places. If they did put him in a school, I'm going to look at, this was in the 5th house of kids when he went missing. So when he left the Texas Roadhouse, this is the 5th house of kids. This is the 5th house of kids. This would be a school here. Sure enough.
Interesting.
There's Seth. There's the TBI. Well, the TBI is riding this one.
And Robini says that
But this
CJ
is
was
where
in that
Katie and
area
Chris are
behind
really
the
riding with
subdivision in the
Tennessee
creek,
right through
the
here.
woods too. Thanks, Robini. Yeah, CJ with Narc Divers.
Yeah. But like I said, until we get a team going on, I wouldn't say it's cleared. You know,
No.
just like with Jerison, you can't say that he's not in that pond until you drain it.
Well,
You can't
exactly.
say that he's not in the pond until you drain it. So, but this is where we were just looking on the other one where he left from Stafford Court. We're looking at the same ones here. You know, we're looking at the same ones. This is what you really want to see when you're mapping. You want to see them all come together. I don't have the TBI on here yet, but I'm going to get them here. But Chris and Katie are both here. I haven't added Chris into this one, but Chris is riding Katie's line right here. Chris will be here. Eric Craddock will be here. Seth is, they're all here. You see what I'm saying? So if we started from the Texas Roadhouse, which is what you would want to do, right? You'd want to start in and work your way out.
That's the proof of life, you know? I mean, no joke.
Yeah,
that's
this is the last proof of life.
Him.
So, yeah. Yeah. Yep. And so you got the Greenway right here. You got the Hendersonville Greenway. But it's right here. I mean, I wouldn't want to go up here. I wouldn't want to go down here. I'm talking about right through here. It would be this area right through here with Sebastian. God forbid. And if not, we're looking for him more than likely out of the state.
Well, what do you think about this, Jen? Brenda says, I think he would not say if that was where he was. I think that the RV retrieval was when he was moved, in my opinion. Because I know that there was, you know, switching of the fifth wheels and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, hell, his mama went to Alaska and Puerto Rico. I mean,
right?
I'm not really worried about this scenario as much as I am just finding Sebastian. You know, this isn't going to Memphis. This isn't going to where the fifth wheel is. So I'm focused on these right through here. And then I'm going from the Texas Roadhouse. I'm going to Long Hollow Pike. I'm going to Licton Pike. And then I'm going on out. Okay. Here is a school. Here's a school. So I've got Oak Plains Academy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's a school. And we just keep on going out. And I'm going to find different places that I can narrow down. But see, it's going into Kentucky. There's the Kentucky Lake. We're going into Missouri. Going into Kansas. Going into Colorado. There's where Dog lives. Or where he did live.
Wow.
Here's the Stillwater Academy in Utah. There's a
now
new
that's
Port
the one
Academy.
that they were looking into to possibly place Sebastian.
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure at this point because I'm just starting to put them on here. As I find them, I put them on here.
Jules said that Chris wanted her to go to the White House, right? I remember Jules saying that you know, they would say that Sebastian would always want to go back there whenever things were getting too heavy for him.
I bet he did.
You know?
Well, I swear.
It's so hard to believe these guys. You know, it's just like, you know, Emanuel Haro's monster. Are they sending us on a wild goose chase?
Here's where Melissa lives.
To throw us off, you know?
Right. Right.
Oh, little
Yeah,
Retta,
here's
this
where
is an
Melissa lives.
astrology chart, but we're going over the maps of it, looking at, possible places where we could find Sebastian.
Everybody's like, what is this? What is this? So this is where Melissa lives. But see,
I don't understand. But no, listen to Jenn because, this is how she gets to the conclusion, but the conclusion is what matters the most, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I'm showing y'all. White House is where Melissa lives. Here's White House. Here's White House. Here is White House. But White House is where his sister lives.
Okay.
White House is where his sister lives, right here. Yep. If we look on the other map, that's got a hell of stuff. I mean, it's got tons of stuff on it. That's leaving from Stafford Court. That's if he made it home, like everybody has been saying that he did from the law enforcement, that he made it home. Okay. So if he did make it home, we're going to look at Melissa's house. But this is where I'm at, right? I mean, Chris and Katie, like what? Hold on.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be down here. Chris and Katie, I mean, this is going to be this would actually be the perfect one where Chris and Katie, the law enforcement, all of that. Let me go back to Happy Hollow. Because y'all got to see this. I mean, it's not even. Oh, don't get all messed up with the lines right now. Don't get yourself all messed up with them. Don't get messed up with them. I just want to show you real quick. If we look at Happy Hollow with these wood die, the TBI, Sebastian, Chris and Katie, FBI, TBI. Look at all of them. There's Tennessee. There's Katie. There's Eric Craddock. Where's Seth over here? Let's see. Seth is hiding. There he is. We got all of them. This is what you would want to see when you find Sebastian Rogers. We find Sebastian Rogers. This is what is all going to be seen. We're going to see all the agencies. We're going to see Chris and Katie. This is
everything aligned.
I just showed you guys. Yeah, I just showed you that this from leaving Texas Roadhouse and how it comes to the Hendersonville Greenway. Now I'm just showing you once again coming from his home.
And Jules says, Jenn, well, that's interesting because he told me to go to White House, which I didn't do because I didn't trust it. But he also said I wasn't allowed to search any family property.
Yeah, I bet.
Wow.
I bet. So this is
Thank
leaving
you,
from
Jules. Wow.
his home, right? So the only way, y'all, that these are going to make any sense at all, if he is not found in the woods, the only way that this would make sense is the trash truck. The trash truck right here. It would have to be a trash truck right here on Honeysuckle and Bandywood. The Capricorn can stand for a woods, a business like trash, authority, trash. It's the Saturn slows you down. It's the trash. The trash truck has slowed things down. Now, if we go to Melissa's house, let me turn off these lines so you're not messed up from the flow up. If we go to Melissa's house, we're still going to go straight up. We're going to go north to White House. Right here.
So White House is north.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh, I think it's right here.
Shelley brings up a great point.
Okay, so this is
what
Melissa's.
parent would set any restrictions on where you would search for their missing child? Not an innocent one, in my opinion.
Right. So if we go to Melissa's house, you remember I didn't have anything drawn in at that time, but this is Melissa's house right here. Right there.
Wow.
Missing sun in Pisces. The sun was shining here. The sun is shining here. And guess what? It's in a good standing going over whose house? The Carr residence. The Carr neighbor. Chris Carr. It's going over his home. That's where this angle is going.
Wow.
So it would be Melissa. It would be Melissa. I've been looking at her since day one. Vacant home, a home, justice, missionary church, acceptance, mom, real estate. That's a home.
Absolutely. Melissa is someone who I know liked to inflict unnecessary bullying onto Sebastian, in my opinion.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely didn't act like an aunt.
I wish this was just a string art project. This takes a lot of work. It takes me hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And I have to stay on it or I lose it. Like I not lose my work, but I lose where I'm focused on.
Yeah.
So there's
Melissa's
Melissa's
a lot
house,
of places
and then
too.
Yeah, I mean, I've got about 900 addresses on here. Here is a dump that is right next to Melissa's house as well. It's a sanitation place. You don't know what I'm talking about? A sanitation place. You don't know what that means?
Well, and here's the thing, Jen, I've heard a lot about honeysuckle. Honeysuckle keeps coming up. Honeysuckle. And I don't know why, but it keeps coming up. And I just find it very interesting that you brought that up as well.
Yeah. I mean, and really, Pamela, you don't have to understand what I'm saying. I've got hot spots on maps and I create maps for the missing. All you got to do if you're a searcher, just go to the hotspot and look at that hotspot. But I create hotspots based on the analysis of behavior that these lines are telling me. I don't just draw the lines out of thin air. Let me just show you something. Hold on. Let's see. Let me look at one of my maps that's been solved. One of my maps.
Yeah, and you just blew me away yesterday when you were telling me about, that there was some things being faded, and then here we are, the next messages I get from you is that we found Jerison. So that's all that matters to me. The process, right. But I know that you work hard at it. That's why I don't want to, ever discount, what you do. I mean, just because we don't understand something doesn't mean that,
right.
It doesn't mean anything. I mean, it just means we lack the understanding, but,
Right.
Well, Reverend Donna mentioned honeysuckle too.
I've got probably 20 addresses that Donna has given me that is different places. So I'm familiar with all the places that Donna has mentioned, and they're all on that other map.
Fantastic. No, I mean, that's great to know,
So Jerison was just found. He was found in Tennessee. So we're looking at the same lines. What I was just showing y'all with Sebastian, it's the same lines, the same area. I mean, the same direction, right? That I'm showing you with Sebastian that Jerison was literally found on. He was just found. He was found here.
Right.
This church here.
It's just undeniable. I mean, I got goosebumps
in the back of the woods.
Message from you today. I thought you were teasing me, and I said no. She's not going to joke.
I think that's where he's found.
No,
absolutely not. And look where my hot spot was. Here's where he was. Here is where he was found. There's my hot spot. I was thinking that he would be found right around here. Actually, more in the woods, but I put it around here just in case he went to that pond.
while we were worried about that one, that was, I mean, obviously,
But check
you
this
know,
out.
because the facts were leading us there too, with the clothing being there and his shoes, you know, or that was his shoe.
Yeah,
you know?
cemetery line in Cancer, bones of the earth. Yeah, could be looking at land, woods, cemetery. He was in the woods. He was in the woods here, y'all. He was in the woods. So that's why that hot spot was there. Because the state of Tennessee, that 7 degree with Tennessee, I always put it there. Why? If I'm creating a map with Tennessee, I want to see where their values are, because a lot of times that's where that person is going to be found. And look, Jerison's got a Juno there. There was a relationship. Sebastian does too. Sebastian has a relationship right by the Tennessee outer wheel. Katie's there. Chris is there. Seth is there. The TBI, the FBI. Why would I not go there? But does it stop with the trash? Or do we keep on going out? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
do we
absolutely.
keep on
and
going
Little Red,
west?
yes, he was found alive, and Jenn said that he had something coming to, you know, into play. Something major was coming into play. Yesterday we spoke on the phone, and then today he was found. So, I mean, I'm just, you know, again, impressed by Jenn's work, because, you know, Carla wants to know, Jenn, how did you learn this? Learn to do astrology like this, mapping and all of that?
So with him, let me take him off. Where did I learn how to do this? So I have been using astrology for quite some time. And one of my friends had reached out to me and said, hey, I want you to look and see the astrology on this case, because I started looking into cases using the tool astrology, and I hadn't started mapping yet. And it was 2 missing girls, one out of Massachusetts, Jennifer Lynn Fay, then another girl, Pamela Faith Roach, out of South Carolina, that had one common denominator: a guy that we think is responsible for taking their life. So one of the girls that I was talking to was Jennifer Lynn Fay's sister, and she said, here is a map that Renee with the matterofperception.org did for her. And I was like, oh my gosh, wow. And so I started looking into a matterofperception.org.
A matterofperception.org.
I started looking at
Oh, Jenn, you're breaking up just a little bit, hon. Oh, hey, Jenn, you're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if it was when you changed over in the map or. And yes, Little Redo, Jenn does work with law enforcement on the mapping and helping to find the kids. She's having some audio issues right now, but give us 1 second. Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom, yes, I've heard honeysuckle a lot as well, she says. And, you know, that I don't know what to make of it, you know? I mean, I've heard it so many times from so many different sources. It's crazy. Oh, no worries, Jenn. Sometimes when you do a reboot, it, like, you know, kicks it back on. Oh, that's a great question. Brandon said, did she map out when Jaden went missing? Very, very good question. We'll ask Jenn when she comes back up. Yeah, because, you know, it's just so interesting. Little Red, excuse me, Jen says, Little Red, yes, I do work with the Find Me group and other LE to help find missing kids. Thank you. The Find Me group. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. Matterofperception.org is awesome. Sumner County hasn't reached out. Why am I not surprised? Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom says, I get so confused with this, but intrigued. Yeah, I am too. I'm not as much of looking at the lines, but I like to see what are written in the lines that Jen has. But I mostly listen to, what she says and the clues that she's giving out. Because like I said, it was just very impressive hearing Jerrison's map and then seeing it come to fruition, excuse me. Absolutely interesting, because yes, he was found this morning on church camera, so he's safe, he's with family, he's getting checked out to make sure that he's healthy and everything is great. So praise the Lord, we found him. Loretto says, oh, now I remember this from the other day. Thanks. Yes, you're welcome. Oh, I don't know if she has mapped out Jack and Lily. I think she has, because I think I remember seeing a live about that. And, poor little Jack and Lily, that's another, statistical anomaly we don't often see, is that these little babies going missing 2 by 2 or anything. It's kind of odd. There she is.
Sorry.
No worries.
Oh my God, I hate it when that happens. Yeah, Jerison was they found him. The church the pastor was alerted that somebody was trying to get into the church to get food. He was trying to get into the church to get food. So they saw him on the camera. They was like, yeah, that's him. They found him and was not a YouTuber. And he is, we were looking for him. We just didn't look over there. Yeah, it is great news. Yes. Thank you, Meow.
Yeah, thank you, Meow. That's fantastic.
Appreciate y'all.
And that's the thing. Yes, we, Jen has done mapping for baby Emmanuel Haro. We were looking at it a little bit earlier, Brandon, too. So
yeah, I've done one for Jack.
Because I was interested to see her take on it, especially with us finding Jerison. And did you map Jaden though, Jen?
I did.
Okay, great. I thought so.
Let me see if I did map Jaden. I'm trying to remember. Let's see. It does make sense.
There's just so many interesting ways, Carla, that we can come to a conclusion. And
does make sense when you're working the maps.
Forensic astrologer. That is so cool, Jen.
It does take a lot of time, and without me using my time, how am I going to get any better? Each case is helping me on the next case and on the next case. Each one
definitely.
So Jaden, I was looking for Jaden in a cemetery, and I'd marked a bunch of cemeteries. It's just that the one cemetery that I was looking for was not it. The cemetery right above Canoe is where I was looking, but this is where Jaden was actually found. Let me show you. Hold on.
Meow wants you to map her.
Let me let it load up. Oh, I do map people. Actually I do. I've got a client that I just mapped for her daughter. Her daughter's going to college, and she wanted a reading on the best place for her daughter to go to college. So I map everybody. You don't have to be missing for me to map you. It's just for the missing, it's free, and for the people that just want me to map them, it's pretty costly. Okay, so
Well, it takes so
it
much
costs
time, and
it takes a lot of my time.
And Jen, can you see prior
It takes
years
so
as
much
well,
time.
like 2022 dates?
I mean, I could. I've played Sebastian's. I've looked at Sebastian's from let's see, November. I think it was November. Yeah, I've looked at his from November. So this is where Jaden was found. Is right here. He was found on. Here's the missing, and here's Kentucky. So here's the Kentucky Mars and Libra, 7th house, and the relationships. And there's a lot of wisdom when it comes to Cancer. Cancer is cemetery. Mars is a body. Mars is Libra. That's where we were looking for Emmanuel. That's where I'm looking for Emmanuel, is on the Mars and Libra line. But he, we got there, I guess. So the missing Zeus is here, the bones of the earth with the law enforcement. But the Kentucky line is what brought it home. It was the Kentucky Mars and Libra. And see, what I was going to show you guys is that a matterofperception.org I told her, I was like, I'm gonna involve all these studies, because their studies for 25 years is just the missing. So if we bring in the state, if we look at the state, if we look at, let's see, Lady Freedom, I might can, let's see. So they got 100 adult studies, 100 child studies, and you go to AMAP.
Okay.
Let it load. And when I told her that, because she's basically retired, and she's like, oh yeah. So I don't know if this will play. If y'all tell me if you can hear this, okay? Y'all tell me if you can hear this. Can you hear it?
No.
Can y'all hear that?
Mm-mm.
I wonder why.
Well, I can't. That doesn't mean they can't, because remember earlier?
You go to matterperception.org and play that. Because this is going to tell you what I'm doing. It's very, it's really not that difficult. But you got to be an astrologer to understand, to draw them out, and to create the story that it could possibly be telling, right?
Right.
So if you go to amatterperception.org and click on AMAP, you can watch that.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to take myself the
perception.
amatterperception.org. And you just click on AMAP and you can watch that video. And that video is telling you how the mapping works. It's a NASA-based system. And basically, we're just flipping a birth chart, an event chart, a missing chart. We're flipping it at a 90-degree angle, and we're placing it on the Earth's terrain. Because we all come to Earth challenged. There's always challenges, right? So it's a beautiful expression. Yeah, it's a beautiful expression of, and you don't have to be missing. You don't have to be missing.
Right, exactly. Well, and I did get your text too, Jules. Thank you. And we're going to be talking about Jesse's case. It's one that Jules is working on. She's actively, running the dogs to search for Jesse. So we're gonna have that coming up too, Jen.
Oh yeah, I'll map it. Let me know. Like, give me the send me all the details. Last time seen, last place seen, any kind of circumstances or addresses or places that you're thinking about. Yeah, girl.
Yeah. They've been looking in the woods. They got a lot of like big mine shafts and stuff out there, Jules is saying.
Oh my. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
on
this
that
one's
one.
a 10-year-old cold case, I do believe.
Okay. Were you
Yeah.
able to pull up a matterperception.org?
Yeah, I was, but I don't think there's any sound on it. I think it's just like
Yeah,
it
there
says,
is. If you click,
when forced to summarize the general theory of relativity in one sentence, the time and
Yeah,
space
there's-
and gravitation have no separate existence from matter. Albert Einstein.
yeah, there's
And
a
then
whole
missing
video.
is
It's
a
like
matter
3
of
minutes
perception.
long. Yeah, it's 3 minutes long, and there's sound on that. You may have to
There is?
click the. Yeah, you may have
Oh,
to
the
click
little-
the little sound thing. Well, what it shows for a person not missing is the behavior. If you've had a wreck, and I say, "What's this?" and you're like, "Oh my gosh, that's where I had a wreck. It was a really bad wreck, and that's where it was." And I'm talking about a vehicle or a head wound or something like that, and you're like, "Wow, that's what it's showing."
Right.
Yeah, because
Right,
like
exactly.
I said, I've mapped the United States. I've got a whole map going on for the United States because I'm nosy like that. I've got like I said, I've got clients that want me to map them for work or what have you. And then I've got clients that want me to map for their kids to see where their kids should be going to college. Okay, Jules, my phone's dead. I'm charging it
That
right
is
now.
very
though.
cool, though. That is very cool, Jen. That you're able to see these things for people and map things out. Hey, Adam Forever 21.
Yeah, I definitely encourage everybody to go to amatterperception.org and click on a map and watch that video. It is going to tell you step by step how this works. But what I've done is I'm just evolving these studies and creating my own studies using different, like they only use the planetary, they're only using the planets. I'm using asteroids, hypotheticals. I'm using the midheaven. I'm using the state. I'm using the parents. I'm looking at all of it.
I know, and I don't know why I can't get that
I don't know.
volume going. I just dropped the
I don't know, but I am definitely going to jump down, girl, and head to bed.
Yeah, thank you for being here, Jen.
Thank
oh
you
my
for
gosh,
letting me
I
come
wrote all
up
this
here.
stuff down.
Thank you for letting me come up here and be a guest. I appreciate you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I lost my earbud there.
I appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate you guys. And Jules, I'll text you back. As soon as my phone gets charged up, I'll text you back, girl.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jen. We'll definitely do this again. And, absolutely go check out Jen's channel, guys. Subscribe and like and set the notification bell.
Yeah, please do. Yeah. Thank you so much. Love you guys. I appreciate you.
Hey, Jen, just so you know, Carla's looking for a map to find a sexy rich man.
Hey, Carla, I can map you out and try to find that man. You knock on his door.
There you go. Knock on his door.
My astrologer told me that you were single. She told me that you were single and you like to mingle.
Absolutely.
I love you guys.
Princess,
I love you guys.
Jen.
I'll talk to you
Love
guys
you, Jen.
soon.
Thank you so much.
Talk to you soon. Peace out.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that was great, guys. I'm interested in all of it. You know what I mean? Hindsight, really, it was really awesome. Let me make myself little again. Little person. Let's see. There we go. Linda Hall says it sure was interesting. I've never seen anything like it. I know, I never have either until Jen introduced me to it. And she sent me Sebastian's map, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. Just because I've never seen it before. And I thought, wow, she's really spot on. So, couponing. I know, Sasha. I think it is a lot of hope involved, and it opens the door to new possibilities of finding out what happened to Sebastian, because we need to find out what happened to him. It's just big fat thank you. This is little Miss Sharon. Yes. Well, and Jen's one of the panel guests I plan to have on. I'm trying to get, in hindsight, I was going to reach out to you two in an email. I've just been slowly getting people together to kind of join like a panel on Sebastian and compare some notes and just talk about it, talk it out. And I mean, it'll probably be a lot of us just, putting in our own 2 cents on the panel and then you guys weighing in and chat. But I think it would be very valuable to come together, Oh, little Miss Sharon says I was subbed up to Jenn before I met you, lady. That's fantastic. Great, little Miss Sharon. Yeah, and I mean, I was so happy to be linked up with Jenn. She's amazing. D Green says she works long and hard on her maps. Yeah, it's not, it's like probably as complicated as it looks to us is how much time it takes to really map someone out. And the thing about Jenn is she's very, not compassionate, but passionate about what she's doing and looking for these kids. And like she says, she's just interested in finding them. That's all that matters, So there's always something to talk about. That's for sure. Hindsight. That is for sure. Sasha Johnson says, yes, exactly. I want to look to see if we have any updates on baby Emmanuel. I'm going to look for this clip really quick from earlier that I was watching. So just bear with me as I pull these up. Okay, so it looks like this one was from 1 hour ago. Let's check it out. Just bear with me on here. Okay, let's just back that up. And bear with me here.
And now on the NBC4 News at 6, the search for the remains of a 7-month-old baby. Every development on this story closely since his mother first reported him missing last Thursday. I want to thank you for joining us here at 6. I'm Jonathan Gonzalez.
I'm Kathy Barra. Here's where we stand right now.
Father of Emanuel Haro was with investigators today during the search for the baby's remains. Friday for Emanuel's murder along with his wife, Rebecca. You can see him right here in a red jumpsuit with search and rescue teams.
Our own Tracy Leong live on the scene along the 60 freeway. Tracy, what's the latest?
Yeah, Jonathan and Kathy, we're standing along the 60 freeway just near the Gilman Springs Road exit, where that search and rescue team wrapped up their operation just before 5 o'clock tonight for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. Law enforcement confirming they did not locate him. News Shopper.
So he was not located, guys.
Afternoon, as search and rescue teams searched for hours through this area, combing through the rugged terrain here in Moreno Valley. Emmanuel's father, Jake Haro, was also out here to help investigators locate the baby. Emmanuel's parents, Jake and Rebecca, as you mentioned, they were arrested Friday on suspicion of murder. At this time, officials do believe Emmanuel is dead and his reported kidnapping did not happen. Emmanuel was first reported missing on August 14th. His mother, Rebecca, told investigators she was attacked at the Big Five in Yucaipa, and the attacker kidnapped her son. After deputies confronted her about inconsistencies in her story, she stopped cooperating with investigators. According to law enforcement, the baby's father, Jake, was convicted in 2021 for cruelty to a child and in 2024 for being a felon in possession of a handgun. Jake's car was also recently seized by law enforcement. The parents also have a 2-year-old child that was taken into custody by the Riverside County Child Protective Services. Back out here live, that hours-long search.
Oops, sorry, guys.
Emmanuel, NBC4 it's reached out to Riverside County DA's office, and they did tell us that if the parents remain in custody and the DA's office decides to charge them, they will be arraigned on Tuesday. Tracy Long, NBC4 News.
Okay, so still, up in the air with charges. It does sound like, according to this news broadcast. In hindsight, thank you so much. I will go over there. I saw your post earlier too. We'll see what it says. Absolutely. And thank you so much, Ida, for subbing up to Jen. Carla says, I wonder if Silvers listens to and believes in her, so he checks areas she discussed. I think so, Carla. I think it's valuable to all come together, and especially if we don't know where to start. I mean, Jen's been just so spot on with a lot of things, and so I definitely am impressed with that. Let me take a look, hindsight, and go here to... But yeah, I can't help but think that he was wanting some fresh air today, and maybe he's just leading these police officers and, on a wild goose chase, so, which is unfortunate. Okay, here we go. I will not give up on my baby, says Cabazon mother jailed on suspicion of murder. Okay, there we go. We can see it. And it does appear that she has, puffy remnants of a black eye on the opposite eye that, the one more prominent one is on. But it says here, Rebecca Haro, who, along with husband Jake, was arrested on suspicion of murder in the disappearance of their 7-month-old Emmanuel, said in jailhouse interview on August 24th, 2025, that Jake is a good father who would never hurt a baby. Oh, bull crap. Okay, because there's absolutely evidence to debunk that statement. I'm finding it very difficult to have any sympathy for this woman hearing that, right? That's courtesy of the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. A subdued Rebecca Haro sat hunched over in a 7th floor inmate visiting area of the Robert Presley Detention Center in Riverside on Sunday morning and said she wished she were out searching for her 7-month-old son, Emmanuel. Really, you wish to be searching for him? Where were you before? Because you and your husband were hauled up in your home complaining that the public was being too hard on you. Excuse me. I mean. And here's her face. I didn't realize that you guys probably couldn't see this, but give me a second so I can bring this in. Look at this sorry excuse for a mom. Okay? I don't like saying that about another mother being a mother, but no. And I'll just requote her here. She says in her jailhouse interview on August 24th, 2025, that Jake is a good father who would never hurt a baby. I have a news clip to show you guys later about that too. So, says, I will not give up on my baby, Haro said August 24th in a jailhouse interview with Southern California News Group reporter, during which she maintained that Emmanuel was kidnapped. So she's still trying to pass off the story about Emmanuel being kidnapped. However, we all know that Mr. Haro has confessed now, but she's still maintaining that the child was kidnapped. We also know that she was picked up on surveillance camera without the baby. So what a load of bullcrap. And, you know, it's just like Chris and Katie Proudfoot saying that Sebastian still just walked off. Same thing. Katie says she's not going to give up either, but yet she sits on her butt and doesn't search, in my opinion. Law enforcement authorities believe the baby is dead, and on Friday arrested Haro, her husband Jake Haro, at their Cabazon home on suspicion of murder. Haro, 41, sat separated from a reporter by a glass window and communicated through a telephone hookup on Sunday. She wore a blue jumpsuit, her hair up in a bun, as she was led away in handcuffs. Now, Friday was now down on her shoulders, and the prominent bruise around her right eye has faded but was still noticeable. And we can kind of see that in the picture here. So, Haro and her husband Jake, 32, were arrested 8 days after the baby's mother reported that Emmanuel had been stolen from her after a kidnapper knocked her out while she changed the baby outside a Big Five in Yucaipa. Right? So, Ola punched her out. That's all she remembers. Though the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department says her story was a lie, she stuck by it on Sunday. Haro shook her head to the side to side, when asked about widely circulating rumors that days before she reported the kidnapping, she went to the Big Five and told employees that her car had been burglarized and asked whether the business had surveillance cameras. The sheriff's department did not respond to questions about the claims. "I want to be out looking for my baby," Haro said, appearing to cry. Oh, bullcrap. She's crying for herself if she's crying at all. The crying, the commitment to finding Emmanuel, and her accounts of the boy's disappearance, however, have all been called into question by investigators and the public. Over and over, people have noted Haro's composed, tearless crying during media interviews. The Uvalde Foundation for Kids, which offered to help the Haros hunt for Emmanuel on foot, withdrew its support when the parents stopped searching and failed to respond to subsequent reach-outs. And San Bernardino County Sheriff's investigators said unspecified inconsistencies in Haro's statements raised their suspicions. Investigators searched the Haro's home and seized electronics belonging to Jake. Haro said Sunday that she married Jake Haro in 2021, aware of his previous cruelty case, and their relationship was, quote, wonderful, or has been, quote, wonderful. Really? So you knew all about this? You are just a sorry, sorry woman, Rebecca. Right. Because she's sitting here still maintaining that the baby was kidnapped, although she knew when she married him or previously that he had harmed a child, a baby. He treats her well, she said, and the same goes for her 16-year-old child, a stepchild to Jake, and the couple's 2-year-old daughter, and Emmanuel. He's a good dad, Rebecca Haro said. He would never hurt a baby. She said she retained a lawyer, but declined to prove the person's name. Yeah, she'll get a public defender. The Haros have not been charged. A tentative court date of August 26th has been set. Jake Haro, initially booked into the Riverside Jail, is now incarcerated at the Larry D. Smith Correctional Facility in Banning. Both are being held without the possibility of bail, as they should be, in my opinion. As of Sunday morning, Emmanuel was still missing, said Mara Rodriguez, spokeswoman for the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. Thank you so much, Hindsight, for that. Absolutely puts things into perspective, doesn't it? It absolutely puts things into perspective, in my opinion. It just does. I don't know how I'm... Oh, here we go. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I want to drop Hindsight's link, guys, if you could, please. I'm looking for it, and I don't know how to do it on the desktop version, I guess. It's a little different. Thank you so much. Yes. Hey, Babs, good to see you. Muchachas, Joe says, muchachas. I missed it. I'll go up. No bueno is right. No bueno is right. She has no shame. Can you believe it? I just can't wrap my mind around a woman that would put herself above her child, or a man for that matter. You know, there she is with her, all of her nastiness. We'll go ahead and change up the background here for now. There we go. We'll put that one back up. Probably intimidation to make sure she doesn't talk and makes him... and make sure she doesn't talk and makes him seem good. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she knows who he is. She knows how he is. She knows exactly what happened. And in my opinion, it seems like she cares more about him than Emmanuel. But she's just feigning, care for him. How, as a mother, could you be all right with your little baby being out there in the wilderness like that? I mean, what a scumbag. And, I gave you the benefit of the doubt yesterday, Rebecca, but not anymore. Bab says she has zero self-worth nor brains since she got mixed up with this abusive MFer. And she says she knew about the charges when they were married in 2021. I mean, the proof's in the pudding, Babs, and you were saying it the other night too. It's unreal. And it's completely ridiculous that she would sit there and be all right with it. Who gave you the black eye, Rebecca? Because you got two of them and you said you got hit one time. Hola. Carla says, I'm sure her black eye comes from her hubby. So yeah, he beat a kid once. He will do it again. I believe that too, Carla. Yeah. I believe that. I believe it more than her bullshit story. Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom says she needs to watch the news and see he's throwing her under the bus along with all the evidence Ellie has found incriminating her. Yes, absolutely. And he's the one that's going to be able to cut a deal. She needs the public defender to come visit her at the prison. I can't believe in California that there are no organizations that are willing to go out there and prevent him from getting this deal over her. Because I'd rather have her out there than him any day. I'd rather have both of them locked up for life and never let them out. If it was me, that's what I would do. But I mean, I know that their focus is trying to find the baby. Adam Forever 21 says both have no human brain. DP to both. Absolutely. I'd like to see them fry. And that goes for anybody that's capable of hurting a child. Couponing says, thank you, Ann Reynolds. I was thinking it was Another Realm. Oh, yeah, I do like Another Realm. Congratulations to her. I think she's getting married here soon. I saw her post. Yeah, proud of her outfit, I guess. Yeah, Yeah, hindsight. Let's see how she fares in prison. You know, those women, when they find out what she's doing, they're not going to be very kind to her. Well, happy heavenly birthday to your dad, Miss Ann Reynolds. Crazy, right, Jules? Crazy. CP says KP screams from the rooftops from behind closed doors. Yeah, I've also heard that about him too, that he cries when no one's around, because we've never seen him like shed a tear or even act remotely concerned. How can you be with someone knowing that, in my opinion? I know, I don't know. That would have been a huge deal breaker, right? I mean, where did they meet? And what was the, first kind of conversations? Because sometimes, men like him can be very convincing, manipulating the situation when it comes to first meeting him, right? We all know about the narcissist and the mask that they put up. And when it falls, it's devastating. So I was actually thinking that maybe he told her some other story. I was wrongfully accused. I was this, I was that, it wasn't my fault. It was an accident, whatever, But now we're seeing what Miss Haro is saying here, or Mrs. Haro, and it's bullshit. It makes me so angry, Jules. It makes me so angry. If you could hurt our most vulnerable, a tiny little infant, just brand new to the world, I mean, you should be locked up forever. The only difference between them and the Proudfoots is money. I agree, Carla. Yes, absolutely. I cannot agree more with that. Because honestly, if it wasn't for the money, the privilege, them being associated with the good old boys system, Chris and Katie Proudfoot would have been treated like any one of us. Our spouse would have been in the room next to us, or down the hall, or across the hall, and we would have both been questioned, and there would have been arrests made. But because of their circumstances, that has not happened. Babs and the Sheriff Buddy. Yeah. Let's not forget about, Sheriff Buddy. Sheriff Buddy, the snuggle struggler extraordinaire. You know it. Thanks, Jules. Thank you so, so very much. I know a lot of you guys are shared subscribers, but I still love putting Hindsight out there because they just do the best work over at that channel. Hindsight, Mama Marisa, and BMW Coop. Just wonderful, wonderful gals. Yes, money is a huge factor because, in my opinion, CP and KP aren't as smart as people say. I agree with that. I think we are all of different levels of intelligence, like the saying, book smart versus street smart. But then we have people that are so highly manipulative, like Chris Proudfoot, in my opinion. I mean, let's be honest. This guy will mispronounce words like you wouldn't believe. He talks out of his ass 99.9% of the time. Yet he's been able to get away with manipulating the police department into keeping a missing child's case under wraps. And to me, he's just as bad as Chris and Katie. It is the truth. The charges have been removed from both on the jail's website. Well, here's the booking, and it has let's see. Can I change? Let me see if I can just change the stop. Hold on one second. Oh, there we go. And okay, so here it is, Babs. This is the inmate booking. And underneath here should be the charges, right? Like at the bottom of the screen, but there's no charges. They've been removed. So it's my opinion that they're since they moved him, they might be reevaluating or adding the charges back, right? Because I've kind of heard that in the chat. But then also, he could have cut a deal. So if they were planning on giving him some sort of a deal, they may have removed the charges, and then, you know, pending finding little baby Emmanuel, that monster might just, you know, get a deal. In my opinion, it would be the worst miscarriage of justice for that to happen. And the only saving grace would be finding baby Emmanuel so he's not out there, and he deserves the very best funeral. So I hope that California comes together like Kentucky did, because that's what he deserves. Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom says, I have several choice words for her and him. Would you like them in English or in Spanish? I'd like them in Spanglish. No, I'm just kidding, because that's what I understand. I mean, Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom, I can't agree more. I'd like to punch him in the face and say Ola first myself, you know. Hey, say when. Both of them, in my opinion, are just as bad after reading this. It's awful. I hope Large Marge says Ola before she beats the brakes off of Rebecca. Sorry, not sorry. Babs. Large Marge, I love it. Jules says, I agree. Adam Forever 21 says, I think she has been threatened with gang violence from this POS, but she has the opportunity to go to the cops if innocent. So she'll rot in jail too. Absolutely. Yeah, she's given a choice. Now she's in safety. And I was saying that too, you know, Adam Forever 21. It's like, you know, she's going to eventually realize that she's safe if she's been threatened. Which I'm sure she has been. You know, this piece of crap, and God only knows about his family, you know, where he actually comes from or what he's involved with. We don't know yet fully. I wonder what she's going to do when she realizes he's throwing her under the bus. He's going to tell them, if he hasn't yet, that she killed and buried the baby and told him about it after the fact. I can totally see that happening, and his sleazy, you know, sleaze bucket lawyer would be right there, you know, coaxing him along and coaching him on how to manipulate the system, in my opinion. Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom. I agree. Well said. Becca has had weeks to go to LE and tell the truth. She sure did. She sure did. Shit, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to go up to the store and, you know, get him his favorite thing. Oh, here, honey, let me go get you something from the store. And I'd be over there squawking like a stool pigeon. F that guy. Joe Neal says, Babs, I think those charges are removed so potential jurors, no potential jurors read them. Oh, okay. That's a possibility, Joe. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, it could be a lot of things. We need California, LE, and Tennessee. Amen, Adam Forever 21. I was saying that too the other night. I'm like, what's up, Tennessee? Come on now. You know, I don't think they will let this guy make another deal. All is pissed about no time for what he did to the 10-week-old. Yeah, I would hope so, Carla. That's what I really hope that, you know, the public stirs the pot on this one. We need to, you know. Good night, couponing. Thank you for being here. Long day, she says. Well, I hope you get some good sleep. Yeah, I don't see the appeal. No, not at all. Not at all. Hindsight says he got off way too easy, in my opinion, for this poor little child. Yeah, or the other child, yes. And now look what happened. Absolutely. And, you know, I don't really agree with the sentiment that, you know, little baby Emmanuel should never have been born, because it breaks my heart, guys. It really does. This beautiful child and the love that he should have received, you know, but they should have never let him out to begin with. So I don't know. I can't have it both ways, I guess. But it sure is freaking sad. Ugh. Carlos says they won't give him a deal beyond no DP, LWOP 15 to life plus. Yeah, you know, and I think you're right, Joe. When it comes to that, I do. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna be able to skate by with giving him something so minor when he has the history that he does. You know. So, yeah, talks out of his ass. Little Miss Sharon, he sure does. Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom says Mommy Socks is the one who saves their ass financially and with all the crap they say. I agree with that. Absolutely. And what about her charges? I'm interested to know. I'm guessing I didn't hear that she was moved either. You know, I did not hear that. Oh, check those clothes, Miss Ann. Don't let them get too crispy. We don't want them turning out like Crispy Chris. If CP and KP were really smart, we wouldn't know, or we wouldn't even know their voices sound like, what they really look like, etc. That's true. They would have shut their mouths. I agree, Joe. Yeah, because everything they've done and said has led us to believe that they're guilty, in my opinion. Bab says the worst miscarriage of justice was letting him serve 1 year, letting him serve 1 day of the 180-day sentence, which was so weak for enabling his daughter's life. I agree with that. 100%. 100%. Do these children mean nothing? Because that's what it seems like. And these are babies. I shouldn't even say children. They didn't get a chance to become a child before he brutalized them. You know? Horrible. Joe Neal says the gangs aren't going to help Jake out now. No. Not at all. They're going to have to put, I hope they put him in, some kind of a, area where he has to be alone for the rest of his life. That might help. I don't know. I just don't even think that there's any type of justice that can be given when we see what he's done to these other children that, and these are only the ones we know about, guys. These are only the ones that we know about. Adam Forever 21 says, I sure would like to know the answer from the judge why he wasn't locked up. I would love to know that as well. I think that's valid. I would love to see an interview from the judge. Yeah. Well, and there's never any accountability on that level, in my opinion. We see that all the time. Let me see here if we can share. Mal. Okay, here we go. I think it was alive, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, okay, this is it. Let me find this. Okay, just bear with me 1 second here, guys. Okay, here we go.
Okay. We're back. Covering some breaking news. Reportedly, they're saying the body has been found. Supposedly, the father confessed. Jake on the Theta reported this. He's on TikTok. He has been all over this case, on the ground, putting in the work. And he posted this 20 minutes ago. We'll take a look at the comments as well. Let me see this. I was tagged in. Okay.
I cannot believe they would say that, Carla. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's Jake over there. Oh shit! Thank you for the screenshot, Brown Sugar. Let me show you guys this. Well, what do I do? Let me play the video. And let me update something, and I'm going to show you this interesting screenshot.
Police,
this is all
here in the Badlands at this today. It has now lived up. The California Highway Patrol is here. The investigators are here. We got more police throughout here, right along Gilman Springs Road. Jake was here. He confessed. We already had the story that Jake had confessed, but we were waiting for this to break, and now we have footage 1080. Ahmed Belloso, we have found Emmanuel, homie. Ahmed Belloso, you can see here in the Badlands that this today it has now lived up. The California Highway Patrol is here. The investigators are here. We got more police throughout here, right along Gilman Springs Road. Jake was here. He confessed. We already had the story that Jake had confessed, but we were waiting for this to break, and now we have footage 1080. Ahmed Belloso, we have found Emmanuel, homie. Ahmed.
So the picture that's being that was shown to me. Take a look at this. I don't know why I did that. Okay.
And guys, this was just earlier
Here
today. And here's Jake.
Was on our way home and came across the search party for Emmanuel off of 60 freeway. Jake Haro can be seen with detectives. Look at him locked up. Poor baby, may they find him and properly lay him to rest. So they're saying that he had confessed. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to spread the word of this information right now. It's pretty wild.
And it's just so sad to you guys because, you know, he brought them out there and God only knows, you know, where that baby could be. And then they had live coverage. This is on the Tierra, and he is a YouTuber, so definitely go check him out. And then this is full credit to Ikenmo. I just don't comprehend how he walked away from what he did to the other little girl either. I don't understand it either. There's no excuse for that at all. Hindsight says, ironically, his brother used to live there as well. Yes. And God only knows if he did take his own life, God only knows what kinds of things he saw. You know, but who knows if he did in fact take his own life or if he wasn't, you know, taken out by this monster. Maybe he was about to tell what happened to baby Emmanuel. We just don't know. You know, it's terrible. So.
Pretty wild. Let me drop all this other stuff real quick. So I wonder why he decided to confess. What was up with that? I'm glad he did. Let me let everybody know here. Hold on one second, Hank. Bear with me.
That's a great point. Perfectly imperfect boy, mom. This little beautiful baby, the daughter, Promise, she has nothing to do with Emmanuel's case, so they wouldn't probably allow that in as evidence, unfortunately, or even as
I wonder if on the theater's going to go live again
factor.
and talk about what's going on right now. I'm starting up the live for the other platforms. I'm trying. I'm multitasking like a mother.
I blame her too, Babs.
Oh, that was 4 hours ago.
Ahmed Belloso, you can see here in the Badlands that this today it has now lived up. The California Highway Patrol is here. The investigators are here. We got more police throughout here, right along Gilman Springs Road. Jake was here. He confessed. We already had the story that Jake had confessed, but we were waiting for this to break, and now we have footage 1080. Ahmed Belloso, we have found Emmanuel, homie. Ahmed Belloso.
Crazy. Let me see my email. If anybody finds anybody live out there.
That's so interesting.
South Carolina.
However,
South Carolina so far
James
is looking
in
like a
prison for
hoax.
50 years
I'll keep an eye on it, but
for
right now we're on the
his
baby.
Girlfriend. Very interesting.
Crazy. Facebook. Here it is, guys. Here's the video. That's this video. Breaking news. Yeah, they're saying Emmanuel Haro. Let me show you guys this video. This lady posted, Emmanuel Haro may have been found. Jake Haro was spotted with investigators on the side of 69 freeway. A video posted by San Victor. Let's see if I can find that person on TikTok.
Child's head. I can't think of anything.
Trigger warning, guys.
There he is, Jake. Wow. Out there with
Found
investigators.
the child's head. I can't.
Oh, because it's Facebook. Facebook does this weird stuff. Let me give me 1 second. Let me pull this up and see.
Babs, the 2-year-old, when Jake was holding her in the TV interviews, kind of looked like she was absent as well in her eyes. I agree, Babs. She looks scared too, in my opinion. You know, to be being held by him. That's the last post they have.
All right, there's some breaking news. It looks like Jake is helping police search. All right, there's some breaking news. It looks like Jake is helping police mods and search for Emanuel. Someone just posted this on TikTok. Take a look.
He's live again? Oh, hold on. They're saying he's live. I was trying to see if he goes back live out there from the scene. Oh, shoot. There we go. There we go. There we go. Thank you. I'm curious to see what he has to say. Look at
But
this.
I can't say for certain that we do have a body, but you guys all seen Jake here.
They said a body.
On the theater, homie. He was here earlier, and I want to revamp my statement.
Oh, no.
I want to revamp my statement because I don't know if they had a body because I got here late for the party, homie. It had already been like hours here in the Badlands, Holmes. And so I can't say if they didn't already take little Emmanuel, but Jake was here. All you folks at home seeing Jake was in fact here on the theater. And you can see that the San Bernardino County Sheriff Forensics is here as well. You can see that the search team has now entered the chat here for search and rescue. And so you can see the mobile command unit has now gotten together here in the Badlands. They're going to kick you out. They're going to kick you out. Oh, hi.
You know Victor, remember?
Oh, hi. Nice to meet you. Tell Victor I said hi.
I will.
Come on, but they're going to kick you out, so you don't want to get in trouble. They're going to give you a ticket.
Your battery.
Oh, what is that?
You need to charge it real quick?
Yeah, but I need a cord.
Oh, you don't got a cord?
I don't even have that. No, it's okay. Okay, I'm going to...
Shelley says, look at Grant Solomon case out of Gallatin, Tennessee. In my opinion, the same thing going on in Sebastian's case. I agree, Shelley. I have looked into Grant's case. You know, we should probably do a comparison here and bring some light to Grant's case as well. Thank you so much for your comment. Bab says, thankfully, the 2-year-old was removed from the custody a couple of days after this claim of abduction. Thank God, right, Babs? I mean, it's just ridiculous. Adam Forever 21 says probably all of them whacked on drugs. I agree with that. Hindsight says he initially set it up as her doing it to herself in a bathtub, but later found guilty in 2017. Yes, I did hear that. Wow. Babs says, yes, the 2-year-old was not hugging or loving to her dad. She wasn't there. I can't imagine the abuse she's endured, in my opinion. Yeah, and she's a survivor. I mean, no doubt about it. Oh, Sasha says, did they throw the child out of the vehicle? You know, that could be possible. I know there's a lot of, like, roads that are leading up through, you know, he's referring to them as the Badlands. So I'm guessing that maybe that's part of it. Linda Hall, good to see you. I have to get up in a couple hours, so good night. I'll catch the replay. Thank you, Linda, for being here, and have a good night. Get some Good Z's. It's hard to know. It's hard to know, Babs. I bet the CPS call was on this 2-year-old. I bet they found signs of physical abuse with her too. I would hope they did if they made a house call there. I hope so. Yeah. Hindsight says, I do not disagree in my opinion, Adam Forever 21. Shelley says, in my opinion, most of these missing children or abused children cases with drugs are involved. I agree with that, sadly. And yeah, Shelley, and we see that all the time, right? Because like right-minded individuals who are loving and caring parents are not going to do something like this. But unfortunately, when we're dealing with, things like math or, any of those hardcore substances, hey, Poppy Love, we often find that the children are neglected, they're abused because the parents are completely twacked out. Rebecca's ex-husband of 13 years, nor her daughters knew that she had Emmanuel. That's crazy, Babs, isn't it? Like with the kid, now the daughters not knowing, but I guess she doesn't speak with the daughters. The daughters want nothing to do with her, is what I've heard. So, Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom says, if the baby wasn't buried this far out, wild animals may have got rid of any evidence, in my opinion. I agree with that, and that's one of my fears. Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom, absolutely. Because I mean, it just, the areas out there and the scavenging critters that can be out. Drugs make people have zero emotions or feelings. Yes, I agree with that. Hallucinogenics are found a lot out there. I would imagine so, right? That makes a lot of sense to me, Adam Forever 21. It makes a lot of sense. All right, let's keep going here.
And you can see here, forensics has entered the chat. You can see now there's double helicopters here on the Tira. You can see the Riverside County Sheriff's deputies, and I don't know who that is, but whoever they are. Oh, you can see here the search and rescue has entered the chat. And so shout out to the San Bernardino County Coroner's Office here in the Badlands. They do seem to be in this general area here. I don't really understand what's going on. Sorry, you guys. I'm going to pan out. My phone's about to die. I'm literally at 9%. But I wanted to come on here so I could give you fine folks a better understanding of the layout. Jake Haro was here earlier. We got video footage of him. And you can see search and rescue.
So he's out there live right now. SF investigates, which I find him to be credible too. He says San Bernardino Search and Rescue has located Emanuel Haro's body. Emmanuel has been found. So he's saying that there was another page as well. Fire Photo Girl. I can confirm Jake Haro was showing detectives where baby Haro is possibly buried. I was here before search and rescue started and will not be releasing any video till later this evening. Okay, so On the Theater's out there live right now. Thank you for everybody that reached out and told me, tagged me, because holy crap.
Presence, you can see, damn you, McMillan! Damn you, McMillan! I got you this time, perro. Today you, tomorrow me, homie, on the tira. All right. You can see here.
Okay, guys, that's just hilarious to me. This guy is a character, Jules says. Jules, it's so funny. He's one of my new favorites. I went and subbed up to him. He's really funny. I saw him on Justin's, and then I saw Mel doing his thing over here. It was a shorter video, so that's why I chose to share this one. I do have to I do have to respectfully disagree. Disrespectfully agree is what I almost said. But no, SF Investigates, in my opinion, is obviously, you know, crackerjack. But I know that he was putting that out on X, and then there was an apology issued because he jumped the gun. You know, so I hope maybe this will solidify to, you know, smart people out there. Don't listen to SF Investigates. He's a liar. He's not sorry. He's a liar, in my opinion. Bab says, something sticks out to me. The child had not been vaccinated. He was apparently disabled, and the grandma said she finally had a son. I wonder if Emmanuel was really their child. You know, I know there's been speculation on that, you know, Bab. So that's a really great point. Because my thing yesterday, what I was telling Jen on the phone is I said, what did they do, Jen? Like, have this baby in the house? And, like, you know, not that it's that off the you know, reality train there, because I mean, a lot of people hire a midwife and they want to have a home birth, things like that. So that's not really strange to me. But yeah, was this child ever even known about by the system? Because now it does seem odd to me that the husband doesn't know, or the, you know, daughters didn't know, or nobody really knew, anybody in her life didn't know about this child. So, you know, this is just very strange in my opinion. Absolutely strange. How can anyone just throw their baby out the window, no matter if he is alive or not? Oh my gosh, Carla. I mean, I don't know. I can't even imagine losing a baby when they're that little, right? 7 months old. It's so sad. So very, very sad. This guy's a character, sure is. Jules. He is awesome. I love his video telling the neighbor off. Oh, I didn't see it. Adam Forever 21. I'm going to have to go look. That's too funny. Reaction across the internet. Yes. And, you know, the rumor mill's going to fly, but when you have people that, you know, are a private investigator, you would think that they would have some sort of truth to bring, right? But like Adam Forever 21 says, yeah, SF is a joke. What a jerk, you know? And he's doing this in a little baby who was murdered, guys. A 7-month-old was murdered, and then you see this friggin' tragedy pimp over here. What an asshole. Carla says, why would you believe SF about anything? I certainly wouldn't. You know, I certainly wouldn't. Shelly says, seems SF is wrong again. Yeah. He did it just so that way he could get attention on his ex. He does a lot of things just for attention on X, in my opinion. But it's truly sickening when you do that when there's a 7-month-old baby who has been murdered and we don't know where he is. And the father's out there trying to find the baby, not because he didn't have anything to do with it, because he did have something to do with it, and he's trying to save his own disgusting behind. Bab says, yes, a home birth, but where's the pictures of her pregnant? He just suddenly shows up. She is 41, and Jake might have wanted a son. Good point, Babs. I can't argue that. You know, I'm actually that age myself, 24. I wish. But yeah, I'm actually 42 myself. And so, I mean, I have a grown daughter. I'm not having, you know, any babes. I think they had to fake this disappearance because family and friends were asking about Emmanuel. Another great point, Babs, that it seems like the pressure starting to build, right? They know what happened to him. They know what they did to him. They know where they put him. And some of the people that knew of this baby are probably asking a lot of questions. I certainly would be. When can I see that baby again? You know, something like that. As a friend, as a family member, you know, SF is trash. Another wonderful point. You know, so hopefully people will start seeing this and see right through his disgusting behavior, in my opinion. Okay, guys, let's watch this next bit.
The San Bernardino County Search and Rescue Team is coming back. We do not see any baby But that doesn't, I don't know how they conduct these operations, but you can see them now making the trek back up the hillside here in Moreno Valley. And so, signs of a Netflix docuseries, homie.
Yeah, if Jake is out there, as we saw him, for those of you that joined after, I'll show you the still image again real quick. He was out there, or is out there, assisting with the search and rescue. So, I could only assume he's telling them where the body is. But, there's been stories and situations, too, where people BS. Oh, I'm going to take you to the body, and it's nothing. Hopefully this is actually something.
And we pan around here with our camera, Aguila 1, entering the chat here in Tictacalandia, homie. Shout out to all the first responders here. Jake has confessed. Jake has led everybody here to the Badlands. And Jake has now we have begun our ascent here down the mountain. Obviously, we're not gonna stick. I gotta go, bro. I gotta go, you guys. You can see more people coming down the back of that ridge there. So Jake has confessed. Jake has brought everybody to this portion of the mountain. He was probably so messed up, he don't even remember how or why or what he did, but you can see there that it's just a very, very heavy crime scene here in the Badlands. Ahmed Belloso, the only real homie on the news, on the Tira, homie, and you can see here just a very, very heavy activity where they have brought out the cadaver dogs, California Highway Patrol, and now the media outlets are now starting to make their way here on the Tira, homie. And so with our zooming in capabilities here in the Badlands, now you get a better understanding for exactly what is going on here. My phone is at 7%. Just to give you folks at home a recap of what's going on here, we were dispatched on the Tira by my constituent who works on the Tira himself, homie. And you can see here that, in fact, we do have very, very strong leads. Cali Mesa, we are in Cali Mesa right now. I believe this is Cali Mesa jurisdiction. Hey, asústame, güey. Motherfucker about to run me down, homie. Like, get the fuck out the way.
You see massive response, media showing up, cops showing up, search and rescues out there, and citizen journalism, he's out there first. There might have been some other people too, though. I saw somebody else post it, but, because sometimes people are like, oh, well, the news is not saying it. A lot of the times people are hearing it first via scanner, local people, local journalists are getting the information first. And then the media after is following up, or sometimes, they have to trying to confirm too, stuff like that, the media before they talk. But this is big. This is a big deal. Massive response, search and rescue. Jake's supposedly confessed.
On the back, it just seems that quite
Okay, guys, so I do agree with Emanuel here. Scanners, locals, people that are boots on the ground, they're going to know things before maybe it has a chance to break on the 5 o'clock news, the 10 o'clock news, etc. But again, I am very reluctant to go with anything like rumors at first. I just am. I mean, that's not to say that I haven't shared things like in Jaden Spicer's case, for example. We really saw a lot of the locals coming out on Facebook and giving us information in real time before the news outlets. So that's just a prime example. I would agree here with Emanuel. So Adam Forever 21 brings up a wonderful point here. So now I'm asking, is all the blood a part of her delivery? I guess LE would know if old blood or recent. I agree with that, Adam Forever 21. I would think that they would be able to tell the difference, right? Based on forensics, based on saturation, things like that. I do believe that. The different stages of, or the different types of blood that is present. So thank you so much. That is such a great point, because obviously there would be a substantial amount of blood during a birth. So great point. Carla says SF does it with every case he puts himself on. Yeah, absolutely. And I agree. He put himself on this case. The parents did not give him $15,000. They didn't give him a red cent. So what the hell is he doing, in my opinion? He does it for attention. And then he sits here and lies to everyone. And then, oh, I'm sorry, dopey. Shelley says he is disturbing to me, or excuse me, he is disgusting to me. He needs to search for missing animals instead of children. Absolutely. Shelley, well said. I agree. I think SF is just a horrible human. Carla says SF talked a lot of crap about Seth and Katie when she was young. Not true. But what if SF with all of the pics of young girls? Oh, yeah. What about him in all the pictures of the young girls? Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's going to project that, right? You could tell that guy is like drunk all the time, probably. Just the way he looks. We were talking about that the other day. And, you know, that's really well said, Carla, because he did go after Seth. He's gone after everyone. He goes after creators that are trying to search for Sebastian like me, you know, and I'm not the only one he's gone after. Adam Forever 21 says, my sister lives 15 minutes from the location. She said everyone out there is horrified and sad. Oh, I bet. Well, we'll definitely be sending her a virtual hug. And, you know, my heart's with California right now too, guys, because can you imagine? I mean, with all the hustle and bustle and with all of the buzz surrounding this case, but these people are locals and that's where they live and, you know, that's where they shop. And to know that a mother would do something like this is absolutely horrible, let alone a father doing it or them saying, oh, I was punched in the face. Hola, I was punched and then I have no idea what happened, you know. Fab says, what the hell was Jake trying to do? Recreate 7? Yeah, that's a very good point. He's trash as well, and I bet he's saying this is Rebecca told him. Oh, excuse me. I bet he is saying, this is where Rebecca told me she left him. I agree with that, Babs, as well. And, you know, echoing what Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom was saying as well earlier. I mean, goodness sakes, it absolutely seems like he is going to throw her straight under the bus, watch her get run over, and then go pick her up before the next bus comes along and place her right in front of that one too. I mean, it is absolutely sick. And she's like, oh, he would never do anything. Bull crap. He's a piece of freaking crap. Beautiful Emmanuel. She, you know, I just want to show her pictures of him and say, look at this beautiful child. And where is he? Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom says, Babs, the rumor I heard is that's exactly what he said. Interesting. Ida Anthony says, lady, I think back to the 8-month-old Myra Rudd was found no longer alive, buried under trash. Oh, gosh. I'm so glad they found her. And what an awful place to put a beautiful baby. I mean, that anybody would want and love. Any normal person. There is a picture of Jake holding Emmanuel, and his little head is so pointed, and he has no life in his little eyes. I agree with that. I know exactly which photo that you're referring to, Babs. And, you know, the sad part is his head was probably all the way back like that, not being supported by his father, you know, because usually you support the baby's neck and head, right? If you're a normal, good parent, if you're just a regular, good human being, because you're trying to nurture and take care of this beautiful child, this beautiful baby. But no, what does he do? He lets his head hang all the way away from him. But you know what? I think that was baby Emmanuel trying to get the fuck away from that asshole. I'm sorry. That really got me. That hit me hard. He probably wanted far away from him, but since he's only a little 7-month-old baby, he can't get away from him. he has to be held by that monster, just like that poor little 2-year-old. His instincts would have kicked in my opinion, because this poor little life had to live this way, suffering. God only knows what he truly suffered at the hands of this monster. So I'm sure everything in that little baby's body would probably be screaming bloody murder, knowing that they have to be held by this disgusting prick. It just takes my, I know, it really hurts my heart. It takes everything for me not to rage out. Bab says yes, the saturation, degrading blood, enzymes, etc., whether it was fresh or older. And they would be able to see that, you know, that would indicate the different stages. Thanks, Babs. Yeah, absolutely. Aw. Jules says sigh, double sighs. Jules says, I mean, missing animals are important too. I agree, Jules. I agree. We don't even want SF looking for those poor little animals out there. He is a tragedy pimp for sure. He is the definition. I'm pretty sure that's how we came up with that, or whoever came up with that came up with it. They saw SF in action. So unnecessary. If they didn't want him, there are so many families that would love him. I agree. And he's just cute as a button and didn't even have a chance to live. Carla says, K9, yes, I wouldn't want SF to look for anyone or anything of mine. No way. Bab says, I wouldn't trust SF to look for my damn keys. Oh, I second that. No thanks. I'll handle this one. You sit down. You sit down over there, okay? We'll just give you a juice box, a crayon, coloring book. You settle down over there for a while. I'll handle this. It's under control. This is why I fostered for years God's angels. Amen, amen, Adam Forever 21. I really appreciate what you do, and yeah, God love you and bless you for it. Exactly, Babs. Well said. I couldn't say it better, so thank you. Adam Forever 21. That's wonderful that you open your heart for the kids. I agree, Carla. So many need, like, we absolutely need to have people that are willing to do that. Adam Forever 21. I mean, if we didn't, then these kids would be in really, really bad shape. I mean, you should volunteer at church daycare or other places like that. They need your expertise and love. Oh, that's so sweet, Babs. Thank you, Jules, for dropping Ikemel's channel. Yeah, like I said, he's got a shorter version. Otherwise, I'd be, reviewing Justin. But I wanted you guys also to see, on the Tierra, he's really funny. We need a little bit of comic relief, but he's also, right here, boots on the ground, zooming in. I mean, he had a really good spot. I wish his camera wasn't dying. I'm sure he, probably hauled ass out there to get the scoop. Oh, cool. I did see that, Shelly. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, on the Tierra, he was on Hidden True Crime earlier tonight. Very cool. Very cool. Ah, no little feet under me feels empty here in this big 6-bedroom house now. Oh, I bet. It's amazing how quiet things are, like, oddly, eerily silent when the kids aren't bustling and hustling around the house, Bab says, some things led LE to arrest them for murder, be it forensics in the home, yeah, tech forensics, trace evidence, yeah, because they took all of their electronics, Babs, great point. Yeah, trace evidence is a big one. They were looking through the trash. They were looking all over the property. They were digging areas up, in my opinion, from what I've heard, And maybe them throwing out clothes and pictures. Well, and we saw that in Jaden Spicer's case too. Isn't that so odd how we can see these similarities? I also heard that Sebastian's belongings were thrown away and donated. And that was very early on that I heard that about them being donated. Carla says, I can't wait till he goes to prison. And those guys will give him a taste of his own medicine. Amen for that. Hey, Tony Fire, good to see ya. I wonder if he did this to try and get mom to confess. Well, you know, that's a strong possibility. I don't know what their mindset is right now, but just the fact that she, Rebecca, the mother, is coming out and, well, what she said to the interviewer, just makes me think that, she is dumber than a box of rocks, in my opinion, and that she absolutely is okay with what he's done and she still loves him and she's there to, stand by her man. As disgusting as it is, it's sad. Because what about Emmanuel? He needed her and she let him down.
Possibly they are here on the Tira, homie, and we see search and rescue. They seem to be stalled out. I'm gonna see if I can't climb this post here. Now we got a little bit of a better angle. Our zooming in capabilities here at top maximum capacity level. We have climbed to the top of this fence post here. HR is in the building, so in the event that my phone does die, I would be able to come back on here with my HR's phone. I am at 7%. You can see here that if you get past the rhinestones, you can see there that the Riverside County Sheriff's deputies are searching through the air, by the land, and by the tier, homie. And you can see that they have now shifted their focus in that direction. Now, I don't know if, in fact, I want to say thank you to that bald officer there. You see him there with the gray shirt on the right. He's the one that held me in his arms as I fainted. So everybody, please say thank you to that officer. He came up to me right now and he says, "Hey, buddy, are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, "I was the one holding you when you were..."
So I'm sure at some point we'll get official confirmation as well. Kind of like last time where the parents were arrested. We were hearing it first on TikTok, ironically, right? Like we're hearing the stuff first on TikTok from these local people out there. And then later on, there's like confirmation, oh yeah, they were arrested and stuff like that. So we're just waiting now. But SF says, and I think he probably...
Okay, guys, this is so hilarious. Jules, I just love his commentary too, right? He's very animated, and then he's like, "We are now climbing up on this railing." Like, it is the best. It's the best ever. I really enjoy his commentary, and in such a sad situation like this, it was very necessary for me, because that's how I cope with things, So great commentary, great coverage by our friend here. Bab says, my son is 24. If something happened to him, I could never bring myself to remove or throw away anything from his room or anything. I know. Babs, I'm the same way. I'm the same exact way. Adam Forever 21 says, exactly, lady, getting rid of clothes of these kids is guilty avoidant behavior. Well said. Adam Forever 21, it just, makes our minds go right there. Adam Forever 21 says, I lost my 21-year-old 3 years ago, and I still have all of his stuff, even his chocolate milk cup. That he drank out of. I'm so sorry. The night that he passed away. Oh, my Lord. I'm so sorry to hear that, Adam Forever 21. I hope LE gave Jake a good talking to for misleading him today. Exactly, Babs. Well said. Yes, moms would keep everything. Exactly. We do keep everything, don't we? I mean, I have bins and bins. Even some of Olivia's, books and stuff are in the storage. So, yeah, absolutely. They're our whole world, right? Like we wouldn't be who we are without them. Now, I think Emanuel might be talking about SF over here, guys. So there is a trigger warning in place. Trigger warning in place.
Probably has connections with people out there. He said that Emmanuel was located. And yeah, very sad, tragic, not surprising at all to me, you know, this whole situation. But yeah, it's disgusting. And you know, I don't know how these people could show their faces on camera and plea for the person or child that they murdered, their own child murdered. And there's a history of like murder in their family, it seems like, or abuse. Oh, I gotta be careful, TikTok. you can't talk over there, I guess.
These people on the other side here now beginning to, there's going to be an accident. They're going to have to shut this freeway down. You can see California Highway Patrol officers are now saying, you know what, shut this motherfucker down, bro.
Hey, Chavocado, how you doing?
They said, let him here, everybody else got to go. Let maybe also here, everybody else got to go. You see him pointing to me, he's probably telling me too, like, hey, homie, that's cool. He's going to say, he's going to shut this lane down. Oh, yeah. That's it. That's it? Okay, so they are about to wrap up.
Okay.
They are about to wrap up. We got 5%, 6%.
Oh, he's about to battery.
We're wrapping up. He said he wants everybody out of here 2 minutes flat. He wants everybody out of here 2 minutes flat because we're causing too much of a distraction here. We got people over here damn near crashing across the street.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
He said he wants everybody out of here. And so everybody, you better get your stories right now because they also, the full information officer here on the tira, and you can see they're about to kick everybody out. So they're about to come out right now, information, and we're gonna see here together if in fact, and if my phone dies, I'll still get the video with HR, don't trip. You can see here, Riverside County Sheriff's deputies on the tira. Bird, boom, boom goes the ghetto bird. Boom, boom, boom goes the ghetto bird. Boom, 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 boom. Oh! Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that's not. I got a little. Don't crash now.
Okay, that was my favorite part of the whole. Yeah. I had to share that part with you guys. I had to. That was like, okay, now I know who we're watching tonight. No, boom, boom, boom goes the ghetto. I really want to clip that and play it like every single day. It's too funny. And I've never heard, or I haven't heard that in a long time, the ghetto bird, you know? That's just too funny. Adam Forever 21, he's our new homie. That's hilarious. How can Camille keep a straight face? I know. I don't know, Jules. That's great, right? He's all serious about it. Justin did the same thing. I'm like, you guys are so mature compared to me because I would be like giggling away like I am. I can't help it. It's too funny. Like, I love that song. It's my new favorite. The parents didn't care for them to begin with, in my opinion. They were all a distraction and interference in their lives. I agree with that, Babs. And I think a lot of times that, these kids, the poor kids, it's like the parents don't want to deal with them at all. Like, here, I'm going to sedate you and you sit right over there and don't make a peep. Don't ask any questions. Leave me alone, kid. You're cramping my style. That's how it seems anyway. And it's sad because they deserve so much better. Because they didn't ask to be here. He is such a character. Town Chat Cafe. Good to see you, hon. This guy, how can he keep a straight face? I agree perfectly. A perfect boy, Mom. Brandon says, could it be possible that he was there and someone moved him just a thought? I think you're spot on. And I mean, I'm wondering too if maybe an animal might have like carried him off or something like that too. Gosh, it's just such a vast and unforgiving terrain out there. The heat a factor. especially in the summertime, but then the nighttime and the desert atmosphere. I mean, yeah, it could be quite literally the needle in the haystack looking for this poor baby. I guess my main concern, well, I'll back up. In my perfect world, if it was perfect, we could go ahead and lock these two up forever, and then hopefully we find the baby without them telling where the baby is, if that makes sense. Because at this point, I don't ever want to see these two out of jail ever again. Prison, excuse me. Bab says, and then those kids, if not offed by the parents, grow up to be the scourge of society and have mental illnesses and hurt others. Just my opinion. Parents are responsible for their children. I agree with that, Babs. When somebody sits there and says, well, my kid is so bad, I think to myself, well, whose fault is that? Whose fault is it? Because it's not the child's fault. The child's typically going to be modeling behaviors. That's one way they learn how to be and how to form, how their personality is formed. And then, of course, situations, in my opinion. And then if they're not being nurtured by the people that should be nurturing them, and they go out into the cruel, hard world, it could really be a big shock for them. And then it could really harden them as a human being, So I agree. It all comes back to the parents. And then you have people that say hurt people hurt people. Well, I suppose. But then again, you think about it, these kids never had a chance. Brandon says, but I think it is that or the case why so far from home. Well, and that's a good point. I mean, maybe they didn't want to have to excuse me, possibly pass him every day. So I don't know if that's an Ice Cube song. It might be. It might be Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom. That's hilarious. I didn't know. Hey, Seclusion Works. Seclusion says, I take offense to that comment. I was severely abused as a child and a teen, but grew up to be a law-abiding, non-abusive scientist. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, Seclusion Works. I totally get you. I don't think, in my opinion, I'll just say this, just because, and that's why I said hurt people, because I don't believe that. Just because you've been abused as a child, just because you were, you got into an abusive relationship, as a teen or an adult, things like that. I just think that parents nowadays want to blame these kids like they did something wrong. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's fair for the kids to get blamed for something the parents should have been aware of and getting the child help for. But instead, we just have the parents that are like, oh, that kid's so hyper and look at him, look how hyper he is. Well, okay, so take him and involve him in extracurricular activities or something that can help him get out the energy, right? So you've identified the problem. Now it's time to find a solution. And I don't think it's fair that these parents don't do that. But again, to your point, some of these parents are just abusing the children. And they are. And then those are the ones that are blaming the kids, right? Because they have zero self-awareness. And, that's where it starts. Because if you can't even understand that your household is in disarray, then you're oblivious, and that's not a good place to stay, in my opinion. But sometimes these parents are bringing up kids that are just, like in terms of I'll give an example of the gang lifestyle, right? So like say you have affiliations with the parents, you know, the kids are born into that atmosphere, you know, into that life. You know, it is that life. You know, for these kids, they, again, never had a chance to begin with. Never, ever, right? But you see people like Seclusion who are survivors, right? Just like we see the little 2-year-old that's in, you know, Emmanuel's sister. She's a survivor. So she, you know, her, you know, odds are better now that she's not in that environment anymore, you know. But sometimes when you're in a terrible, terrible environment, you get that. I will also say on the flip side of things, you can have two parents who, you know, doted on the child and everything in the child, for whatever reason, you know, has turned into someone who hurts people, you know, in whatever capacity they do it in, whether it be a narcissistic abuse situation or anything really, even to a serial killer. One person I'll point to in that example would be Stevie Stainer's parents, right? They had like 6 kids. And yeah, Stevie's dad like spanked the kids, and that was his mode of discipline, but he wasn't beating the children. He wasn't overdoing it, right? But the one child goes missing and the other one turns out to be a serial killer. And I mean, his mother has been interviewed several times. His parents have been in the news their whole life, their whole adult life, right? And they weren't bad people. They were good people, and they had a serial killer for a son. So, you know, one of them turned out to be a serial killer. You know? But thank you guys for that different perspective, and I appreciate you guys. Always make sure, you know, that we're respectful in chat too, and I appreciate you guys. We have to have order in the chat. Okay. So I'm going to play this next bit here and make you guys laugh.
Don't crash now. On the Tita, homie. Hey, we hit 1 million. Here they come. Here they come. The search and rescue team has entered the chat. I don't know what they found, but we're going to find out together. We're at 5%, so we should be good, bro. If you see anything, then let us know. They have now... I don't know if we can get any kind of search team, but you can see them there coming in on the Tita, homie. Is there a supervisor that we can get an official statement from the San Bernardino County Search and Rescue,
was the
please?
interrogator that got him to confess.
Is there a supervisor we could get an official statement, a PIO, officially asking? Officially? Is there an official, somebody in charge that we could talk to that might be willing to give us a statement, ma'am? Okay, sir, any statements? No statements right now. Okay, thank you. And so the shout out to that officer. He's the one who helped us there when I passed out. I don't know. This crime scene has been here for hours. We got here late to the party, so I couldn't tell you if they found the body or not. Jake was here earlier. I don't know if that fool was just trying to get out of his jailhouse. Maybe he watched a lot of true crime and he's just kind of messing with the investigators to try to get out of his prison cell.
This game, you're not ready for it.
I don't know, homie.
Right. That's why I put a question mark, but we'll see. The reason I say that, because he said, because Katerina told me this is most likely why the dad was moved to a nearby prison/jail. He was moved recently. So hopefully this guy, Jake, is not playing games.
Corner. So that's another lead because I have video surveillance. I'm not going to show you fools because I don't want to show you where I got it from. But I have video surveillance that Jake and Rebecca were coming in and out all willy-nilly, homie, on the tira days before and days after. So you guys really need to start looking at who was coming in and out of the house of the parents, because I think that damn you, Rachel! I know you know more than you need to know. I think you know more than the grandma. I think you know more than Mary Van Housen. Rachel has entered the chat. Her and her.
So yeah, we're gonna have to wait, I guess, and hear officials, see what they say later. Let me show. I forgot. Let me show you this other picture. Dang, where was that at? It was another, like, a clear picture of Jake out there.
I don't know
Lost
perfectly
it.
a perfect boy, Mom. Thank you so much, Town Chat Cafe.
Let me see. I can probably find it again. It was another very clear image of him.
I think he's talking about a different case.
Jake's out there. I mean, let's see. Here it is. Jake Haro leading investigators to the grave, baby Emmanuel.
Oh, there he is, guys.
I hope he really did, lead them to where this baby is missing, to where the remains are. Cops already said the other day the baby was dead too, so I think some people didn't catch that or missed it. Cops had already said that.
Yeah, and you know what, too, guys? I'm just going to jump in here looking at this Haro asshole here. I'm willing to bet that in the summer his big old butt wasn't trudging up no mountainsides or tops. You know what I mean? And guys, make sure that you say thank you to Town Chat Cafe if you received a Lady Freedom's Raw Narratives membership. And welcome to the Dragon Tribe. But yeah, this asshole over here, I don't think he was trudging up the mountainside. Mountaintop, mountain bottom. I think he probably, if he did take baby Emmanuel out there, I think that it was absolutely close to the road where he could drive up and maybe go out only a small ways with his lazy butt. Just my opinion.
Baby's dead. So it's a matter of where, where's the baby? Damn, man. Crazy. All right. I think, let me just see if there's anything else. We'll definitely jump on and follow back. He got off. I think his battery was low. Oh, and by the way, with the active shooter, we were just covering this active shooter.
Okay, guys. So that was kind of the end of showing the coverage on baby Emmanuel. So, as it stands right now, guys, it appears to me, let me go ahead and cam up here. So here we go. But I'm too big here. Hold on. There we go. So it appears to me that baby Emmanuel has not been found yet. It does appear that his father is going to roll on the mother, and the mother is going to stand by her man. And that's kind of what we're seeing unfold here today. Excuse me. It's very unfortunate that this beautiful baby is out there and his father is leading police on a wild goose chase. Just like Jenn mentioned earlier when she was on panel, these things happen all the time. And it's commonplace to see them go back and forth with authorities when they're caught. So it's very unfortunate. I am so sad that we have concluded that Emmanuel is not with us anymore, right? At the hands of his parents who were supposed to love and take care of him. So, oh, Babs, welcome to the Dragon Tribe. Yay, I'm so glad you're here. And I'm glad that, I'll just say this because I know sometimes it lands on random people out into the YouTube-verse. So I'm glad that whoever it landed on is in chat. And please make sure that you say thank you to Town Chat Cafe. So, just really, really sad. But we did get some good news today about Jerison, and I'm going to be praying for his family. I'm going to be praying for him and the situation regarding everything that was bothering him. Because, again, I'm a person that is about justice. I don't care how we get there as long as we get there. In my opinion, justice needs to be served when it comes to the missing, and that's finding them. So in finding Jerison coming back, I am excited about that, and I find that to be justice. What I don't find to be justice is this beautiful little baby still being out there. So it's just, I guess every single day we tip the scales of justice, we balance it out, they tip the other way. Seclusion works. You actually probably have the most accurate analysis of what happened with Jerison. So he was, in fact, out in the woods this whole time. And they found him on a church camera this morning. So Sunday morning. And he was still there. He was looking for food. So he has been found. They took him to the hospital, checked him out, made sure everything was good with him, and he has been found. Yeah. So all of the points that you were bringing up the other night were very valuable to what has transpired in this case, right? On top of that, I do want to say that I believe that there's so much more to the story, although I don't know if it is something that he would want to share at this time, right? So I'm just happy he's been found. But I do think that it's very important that we recognize that, just as we were talking about in the chat here earlier, when there's trauma involved, or there are things that people are doing that are unsavory, that are horrible, that are corrupt, those who seek out justice are going to call it out, right? And I believe that that part of the story is still important. So, but yes, Babs, Jerison was found. Yes, sure was. Safe and sound. Thank God, right? A little hungry, tired, probably exhausted, and, but he's back. He went willingly. Yeah, perfectly imperfect boy mom. He went willingly. Yeah. When the police said they showed up, and he ran inside and out the back door. So, yeah, it's just amazing news. It's the best news that we could get. It's the best possible outcome, Yay, Town Chat says, and woohoo, Babs benefited from it finally. Someone in current chat. I love it when that happens. And congratulations, Babs. That's so sweet. Hey, C. Taylor. It's wonderful he's safe, right? Oh, gosh. I mean, just fantastic. I mean, his family really got my heart, when I was watching his family on the news, when we had Nikki up here on panel. So I was just so glad that we had a good outcome for such good people, because it was really well deserved. Obviously, I sleuth and try to figure out what's going on in these cases. And so in doing that, I did get a chance to look through Jarrison's family on Facebook, and really, really seemed like a nice bunch of people who are caring and loving. And my biggest prayer in this story now is just that justice is served in a way that it should be. And if what was going on wasn't part of the mental break, right? And in terms of, and I'm not even saying that that's what happened, but looking at it, I just hope that if there were things that were coming out that he knew about, that he now can feel comfortable bringing it to people who will help the situation instead of feeling like the entire thing was on him. Because that is a huge burden, right? To know that your friends and family or loved ones have ever been hurt by a person, and then you find out who that person is, and that is somebody that's in your community. And I can't even imagine how frustrating or how maddening that could be. So, because when I know something like that, it's very difficult for me to keep my mouth shut. Let's just put it that way. I'm about justice, and I want people to know the truth. I want it to come to light. When it's done in darkness, I believe it needs to come to the light, right? It needs to come to everyone's awareness. So I'm right there with you, buddy, still. C. Taylor says, hey, Jules. So glad he's okay. Perfectly imperfect boy mom, me too. That is just the best news, right? That was what kept me going today. Especially because, like I said, Emanuel Haro, he's in my heart. I want him to be found. I know you guys do too, you know. Good night, Carla. You have a great night. I'm going to be heading off of here too. And like I said, guys, we're going to have some good interviews coming up with Jules's friend. So Rachel, well, actually, that is another Rachel. And praying for Jules out there, looking for Jesse. Jesse also needs to be found. So let's not forget about our wonderful Sebastian Rogers. He needs to be found as well. Yeah, it's hard to keep quiet when that happens, Babs. Yeah. Babs says, I'm the same. Just try to keep my mouth shut when there's an injustice going on. Just try. I got you, girl. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, we all have to stand up against it. You know, when you see something bad happening, and especially to the most vulnerable, but it doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't even really matter, right? A 20-year-old person, you know, who is considered to be an adult. We got even somebody in their 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, everybody deserves to have a life of dignity, of safety, of comfort to a certain level. You know, I think that sometimes when we're uncomfortable, it causes us to change. And so that's a good thing. But in the same way, I'm talking about, like, you know, the major suffering that people can go through, or when someone is in the position of power and they're taking advantage of that. When they're in a position of trust and they're taking advantage of that. It's all bad. Town Chat Cafe says, ladies, since you are getting ready to sign off, I'm going to send you an email here in a few minutes. Okay, sounds good, Town Chat. I'll look out for it. Good night, Miss Ann. I'll see you later, because I don't know if I'll be still here when you're checking the laundry. C. Taylor says, I just saw a wonderful interview with Ahmed Balazzo. I hope I say it. I hope I said that right, guys. On the Tierra, and he's going boots on the ground for Emmanuel. Yeah, we watched that when we just watched that one. Now, I know that there were a few other interviews that he had and maybe some more content. I'll check it out tonight, and we'll probably play his content, because the first time I saw this creator was actually on the Mob Crew. I want to make sure I had it right, but Chris on the Mob Crew played the video where it appears that, you know, the mother, Rebecca Haro, was without her baby and walking around on camera that day. Aw, thanks, Babs. Bonjour, Seclusion Works. Thank you, guys. I'll see you guys this morning. If you guys are going to be awake, I'm going to try to go live, you know, maybe around 7 o'clock is the goal. And so that'd be 7 a.m. Eastern. So I look forward to seeing you guys. We're going to do kind of like a little mashup, you know, Monday morning mashup. and we're going to do all the updates. If there's anything breaking, we'll definitely go over that as we go and pull in, clips as we go. So thank you all so much for being here. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in a little bit.